Good morning, Sassy Fam, and happy Sunday, or whatever day it is that you're seeing this, right? I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous. What can I say about this gorgeous weather? It is too legit to quit. Seriously. What else is there to do but to enjoy it, right? And that's what I intend to do later today. Oh, yes, it's just so gorgeous. Now, I know some of you are like, Christina, I don't know what this gorgeous weather is you're going on about. Where I'm at, it is miserable. It is absolutely miserable. I know, I get it. Now, I'm the first person to admit I love moody weather, right? I love a thunderstorm. I love howling winds. I love the snow and the sleet and the ice. But I also understand we want that mood to be temporary. After a while, it just becomes a long-standing mood, right? A negative one. It's like you step outside your front door. Oh, look. Another gray day. How original. I know. I know. And some of you are like, I've got feet of snow outside my front door, making me feel like a trapped animal. I understand. You know what? Spring is coming. Spring is coming. And who knows? My point is, who knows what the weather for me will be tomorrow? Tomorrow could be an absolute swamp, honey. The rains will come. Eventually they will. We could have another cold snap. Point is, when it's here, when it's this gorgeous, when it's available, let's get out there and do something, right? Myself, personally, I got to put on the hiking shoes, honey. We're going to put some miles down because my legs are restless, and I don't mean the syndrome. I mean, I got to put some miles down. Got to put miles down at the mall, too. Let me tell you, I wasn't even a big fan of the mall back in the 80s and 90s when it was at the height of its mall glory, right? But I got the request, the dreaded request to any parent from their preteen child. Mom, I want you to take me to the mall this weekend. Okay, honey. I'm not a mall person. I never have been. But you know what, guys? It's not about the mall. As a parent, if you are, you understand. It's not about the mall. It's not about whatever it is. It's about them asking to spend time with you, just in their own way. And that's my daughter asking to spend some time with me. So, of course, we're going to do it. And I'm looking at a couple hours. This is going to be her opportunity to catch me up to her world and let me know what's going on with her and if she has something to talk about. So it's still good. It's still happy. It's still productive. And hey, she gets to hit up Hot Topic while we're there, which is now, as some of you remember, her new jam. That's her new favorite place. That's her new favorite place to gear up. Hot Topic, though. That was my thing, too. Can't say it wasn't. I've had many a band t-shirt come from Hot Topic. And some other tasty items as well. Oh my gosh, you guys remember the wallet chains? Oh my, I had a couple. Oh yes, honey, I was full on goth back then. So anyway, that's enough chitter chatter. All right, that's just a little bit about what's going on with me. What's going on with you. Feel free to put it in the comments or don't. Use the timestamps as appropriate. I know some of you don't like the chit chat, and that's cool. Timestamps, right? All right, so what are we doing today? Of course, we are doing the check-in for yours and theirs. Like always with yours and theirs, take what resonates, leave what does not. Reverse those energies as you see fit. More so with yours and theirs, as energy exchange and interchange is real, rapid, and fluid. Having said that, your person that I see on this board today may not necessarily be about or include a significant other, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, ex of 5 years ago, right? It's whomever's on this board as I'm describing it. So it could be about a family dynamic. It could be about a workplace dynamic. I never really know, but it's really up to you to understand if it applies to you at all, right? So going back to the main point, take what resonates, leave what does not. And do keep in mind these are general collective reads, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all, which I know is incredibly frustrating. It is. But it's also normal. Check your other placements if that's the case. You will find yourself in there somewhere. All right, you guys, I've got some fantastic shorts lined up for everybody next week. And then, of course, we have the Thursday check-in. That's it. I will see you for those messages. And I will see you for your sign. Take care. Be well. Leo, you're up first. What's going on, please? Show me Leo and their person. What's going on? Come on now. Show me Leo and their person. Show me Leo and their person. Very good. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board as I explain in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. What's going on, Major Tom? Show me Leo, please. The Ace of Cups. Oh, the Emperor. 5 of Wands. Okay. All right. Death. The 10 of Swords. The Moon. The Fool. The 10 of Cups and the Tower. Okay. Okay. Ace of Wands. Yeah, you're trying to show me a certain level of, I got this. Okay. And you do. I actually believe that. I don't think you're making stuff up. No. Energy tends to speak for itself. Okay, you are showing me a sense of being strong-willed, and that's wonderful. I like that for you. It works for what you're showing me. You're showing me a sense of empowerment and good energy, and I mean well, and I'm going to stand up for things. And you have such a strong, almost, I would say, inner innovation here with a sense of Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. You are feeling things, and you mean it. You really, really do. You are kind of holding your ground here as the Emperor, the 5 of Wands, because there is some kickback surrounding you, but nevertheless, your good intent and your good feeling remain unshaken. So, you know, big kudos to you. Gosh, there's things that you feel and you look forward to, and you are insistent upon them in the correct and respectful way that is right for you. I mean, there's this insistence here. I got to feel what I feel. And what are you feeling? Quite a bit, a variety of things. A sense of strength of will, strength of character, even a strength of love, creativity, expression, passion, and a sense of self that, again, you're standing by. And I am sorry that you were receiving kickback, but you're like, I'm fine. It is what it is. So there's I'm not saying you're blowing it off or that you're minimizing it. No, no, no. It's kind of like saying it's unfortunate. Yeah, 5 of Wands is there. There is some disagreement surrounding me. It looks very external. I'm not saying you're perfect. I'm not saying you don't have your own particular sense of internal conflict and your own particular internal dialogue that sometimes is negative. We all do. But as far as what you are largely feeling is much higher than anything else. It's kind of like, I'm not going to allow whatever this is to rain on my parade. Yeah. You know, there's some Leo spirit in there for sure. You might be backing it up a little bit with some Aries too. But yeah, no, it's like, whew, when you say you're charged up and that you anticipate good things for yourself, it's not a lie. It's not. I mean, you really feel it. But yeah, there's some 5 of Wands there. There's some... But again, you're like, I'm not going to pay that no mind, or I'm not going to give that any of my good energy. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You're standing firm there. It's like, what does that tarot lady say all the time? You got to pick and choose your own level of participation, pick and choose your own battles. And like, I'm not going to participate. I'm not. As far as this is a fly and it's annoying, but I'm not going to allow that fly to get to me. No, I got a fly swatter. That's why. So you're almost coming across as nonchalant, but it's in that sense of empowerment. You know, I'd rather feel the good feelings as opposed to succumb to the negativity that surrounds me. Wow, good job. I don't mean that, or I'm not saying that out of defiance. It's because you authentically believe that. You authentically are in tune with that feeling. So that's amazing. And I don't know how, because whatever this is Death, 10 of Swords, the Moon. So not casual. Not casual. Not casual. Not casual. Oh gosh. Okay. So that's a lot of difficulty in there. There's a lot of pain in there. It's looking like someone has exited, and it's coming across as almost mysterious, but I think what they're really showing me here is that I'll never really let you know how much this hurts me, or I'll never really let you know my true process on why I'm exiting or how I'm really taking this. It's interesting. Death, 10 of Swords, the Moon. It was very painful for this person, this ending here that they're showing me. You would know best in how it relates to you. Okay. But yeah, that's a forceful exit. And then the moon, it's kind of like what happens to me after this is none of your business. It gets secretive, it gets quiet, and a lot of that's coming from a place of pain. I'm going to isolate myself. You're not going to know nothing about me. You know, this hurts me, and I'm not going to allow you to see how much it hurts. And in that respect, then you might be leading by example. It's like, I'm okay. I'm more than okay. And I authentically feel that. I want you to be okay too. I feel good feelings. I hope one day you can get to that space too. So it's, in a way, it's like I said, you're trying to lead by example, but being in tune with your most authentic self about what's right for you and standing by it. But at the same time, you understand there's some anger there. There's some bitterness. And you're like, I'm not going to succumb to that. I wish you will. You know, maybe one day you'll get into the space of feeling good about this like I do. Because you see good things in this. You see new beginnings for yourself. You see this is your chance to be empowered and stand up for yourself. Okay? Someone here is not taking it as well. But there's a sense of I'm hurt and I'm sour and I'm sore and here's an ending. And now you can guess about my disappearance. And you're like, not really. Not really. I hope you do well. I hope your energy gets into a good place for you. Like it is for me. Okay? Yeah, the Fool, Ten of Cups, the Tower. Boom, something blew up in that inner circle. Again, Ten of Cups is inner circle. It's harder to define because there's anything could make up our inner circle. This is family. This is friends. These are lovers. These are spouses. These are kids. These are the people who harmonize us. Or that's the idea. And someone here is like, I've refused to harmonize with this shit anymore. It was either you, them, but most likely the both of you were contributing that as this is considered shared. So it's like I no longer recognize you as part of my inner circle. And they're like, samesies. Okay. It looks like you were very prepared for this and knowing that it's right for you. And this one, not so much. You know, I wish them well. I hope they get into that space of healing. I do. It looks like it's too soon for this person to get in there into that concept of healing because they're kind of like still in a space of I'm just walking against the wind. I'm a mysterious character. You'll never really know how much this hurts me. And I think that's why you perceive it as a Five of Wands. They're refusing to let you in on the process, you know, of what they're experiencing. And it's like, okay, fine. Well, I see aces for me. And maybe one day for you too. You know? It's kind of like, you know, that's where the Five of Wands is coming from, is a sense of resistance and pain. And I'm going to keep myself hidden now. Okay. So I don't really know who triggered the ending. That's irrelevant to me. You both contributed to it. There is still a mutual agreement here that you two are no longer a part of each other's inner circle, or you will no longer harmonize with each other emotionally. Okay, so you both contributed to that. So who actually officially triggered the ending is irrelevant. I just know that you're more prepared for new and positivity as opposed to this person. But that doesn't mean that they didn't do it or that you didn't do it, right? Okay. That's it. It's kind of like, this is what's best for me in this situation. You adjusted pretty quickly, but that typically comes from someone who was, well, speaks to someone who's done a little bit more background work. You know? But yeah, I wish that person well, and I'm sure that you do too. Like I said, you seem to be leading by example, okay? Keeping your back straight and your eyes forward, that kind of thing. But yeah, no, it's, gosh. Sometimes I have to remind myself, are we in Pisces season? By the way, that is their power card, so, you know, could be connected to Pisces. But we also have Scorpio here. We got Aries here. We got a little, you know, a lot of powerful energies here today. But I'm just saying, sometimes it's like, we're in Pisces season, right? Excuse that. We're in Pisces season, right? Like, isn't the time of peace and harmony? And it's like, this was the best way to harmonize the situation, is to extract myself from it. Okay. Well, you know, I can't say that that's false. It's true for somebody. Goodness me. Two of Swords, Judgment, and the Four of Wands. Some sort of relationship here. Four of Wands. That has been in a kind of a confusing Two of Swords. what the heck's going on? What do you want from this? Judgment, what do I want from this? What do we want from this? And why is this always in a state of suspension? So we've been going back and forth about this relationship once more. For wands, that's two people, how they define it, what they put into it. So it doesn't have to be marriage, but yeah, it could be. The point is, it's been suspended in this category of what to do with this for a long time. What do you want? What's the end game here from your perspective? What is mine for that matter? And then when we put ours together, we still don't feel like we know what we're doing. Somebody here still refusing to make a judgment call on lessons in this relationship. Yeah, I mean, that gets old, right? It gets really old. Kind of like moody weather. It gets old, you know? At first, it presents itself as a challenge that these two people might be able to rise to, but we never quite do. And then you wonder, how long, this question of you and I? So I don't know who this is. Again, it could still be anyone in that inner circle, anyone whom you have a relationship with. It was, again, depends on how you built it with that person. There you go. 7 of Cups and the 3 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. There you go. That's what I'm saying. You're showing me a certain level of preparedness towards this, as opposed to the other person is like, you'll never know how I really feel about this ending. That's still a sense of fight. That's still a sense of resistance. Okay, will they always be like that? Probably not. Maybe one day they'll be able to open up and talk about it with you. Today's not the day. You know that. So do they. So they have some work to do. But you're showing me a sense of preparedness. 7 of Cups, 3 of Wands, Ace of Wands. It's like, I have been waiting so long to open up and feel other things. I have been waiting so long to feel excited about life again. I have been waiting so long to just feel. Ace of Wands, something more positive. We've been exploring that sense of emotional openness and vulnerability and feeling other things for a long time, but aching for it, longing for it, desiring it. And now it's here. You get to activate your Ace of Wands now. So you're showing me a sense of emotional liberation from having to give this any more energy. So that would explain the kind of, like I said, the preparedness I'm seeing for you and the sort of emotional spikes I'm seeing for you. But they're honest. They're honest, and they're going to carry you for a while, okay? Oh, my goodness. Counsel and therapy for some of you, okay? Some of you have been seeking good counsel, all right? And that also includes therapy. I hope none of you take offense to that. That's a good thing. But you think counsel and therapy, you can also think healing here in this context, also mentorship, anywhere between getting more involved in your spiritual practices, anything that's helped you prepare for this, you know? And you too might have had many a talk session. And this is the results of it. So good work was still achieved, you know? And slow and steady. It took a long time to get here. It took a long time to get here, okay? And distance, retreat, time out. And it might have started as a concept between the two of you. Maybe we just need distance or time apart, or just not interact or go to the same family functions or whatever. And that kind of confirmed for some of you the decision. I mean, again, that's why we take these distances or time out, is to understand if that should be a permanent thing, or if we're able to cross the bridge, right? Because we honestly understand that time apart helped us readjust and get reacquainted with our values. You know, for a lot of people, the distance thing is a key element between moving forward and not moving forward. Anyway, FYI. We have the letters G, B, and we have the owl here. Very wise, okay? Insightful, wisdom, or frankly, open eyes, observant. Okay, seeing things for what they are and taking inventory, if you will, not denying the facts, okay? The lotus flower, beautiful symmetry. You know, flowers, not just the lotus flower, but a lot of things in nature really, at first, initially make no sense. It's what you call beautiful chaos. Things have a way of unfolding that present themselves as symmetrical in time. But when they first present, makes no sense. Visually, they make no sense. But when they unfold, it's beautiful. And it's actually quite symmetrical. Makes a lot of sense in nature. Anyway, the lotus flower. For some of you, simply confirmation. Maybe a touch of Scorpio energy in there. See, I have the 2 owls here. I have 2 owls. One was in the upright, observant, intelligent, thoughtful. The other one upside down and no, lack of thought, lack of insight. And then also would explain a lot of that mysterious, you'll never know how much this hurt me, this ending. They agreed to it. In fact, they insisted upon it in the end. But that doesn't mean they really healed themselves to it. Not too much insight there. Or refused to discern their thoughts. You know? We have the Pegasus in reverse upside down. Not wanting to take action. Frozen. And not accepting the responsibility of moving forward. Okay? All right, and then we have the Venus, or the Rose, I should say, in reverse. You know, this is not a Venus. This is not an Empress. This is not beautiful. This is not loving. It's not sexual. It's not any of that. It's all in reverse. Okay. All right, Leo, honey. I hope this helped you. Like always, there's some very powerful energies you're feeling. Once more, you seem to be very much in order about this, which tells me, you know. And you're confident. I'm not saying you didn't have your moments of anguish and doubt, but it's where you are today that counts. And this seems to be the correct course for you. So congratulations on knowing that and understanding it. Like I said, I hope this helped. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Saggy and their person. Show me Sagittarius, please, and their person. Show me Sagittarius, please. And their person. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, yeah? There's an explaining the intro, reverse those energies as you see fit. What's going on? The Wheel of Fortune, Judgment. Wow, Queen of Cups, beautiful, nice. It's going to be in that vague category of what's going on with you, but it's still very nice. Okay, the Tower, the Hermit, and the King of Wands. Okay, the Moon, 9 of Cups, and the Chariot. A lot of water there. And 10 of Wands, a certain heaviness. Okay, so you've been carrying a certain level of heaviness, and that's been weighing on you, but you've done quite a bit with that energy, 10 of Wands. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not always a picnic for you. This is something that you have to work through. Many of you are assumed or used to, frankly, carrying a great deal of bare minimum physical and or energetic burden, where it's like, this is mine, I got to deal with it. This is mine, I got to deal with it. And you've been carrying that for a long, long time, but you are also seeing progress because there's something here where you're like the Wheel of Fortune and Judgment and the Queen of Cups. Translation, roughly speaking, excuse me, is that I put way too much on myself. I know it. I always have with the Wheel of Fortune and Judgment, and you kind of see that now. And you've been seeing that. You've been seeing evidence of it, that you can be very hard on yourself sometimes. Your expectations that you keep for yourself are quite high. But that's also lending to that sense of weight of burden of, I've got to carry this. So I can tell for the side I'm looking at, you tend to take yourself very seriously. You tend to assume a great deal of responsibility in terms of your actual real world burdens and spiritual burdens and emotional burdens. Like, you tend to lean towards the serious side. And that is from a sense of self, you know? It's like, that's my path. But maybe I could look at that. And so you've been looking at that for a long time. I mean, a long time. The Wheel of Fortune and Judgment. Isn't that nice, though? When you kind of realize that and you allow yourself to realize that and become more aware of it, and it's more at the forefront of your conscious thinking, it's like, I'm being too hard on myself. You can intercept the activity. You can intercept the energy that you are probably giving in excess to almost everything that you do, whatever that 10 of Wands is. I just know you're so used to carrying it, you don't think twice about it. But that's the thing. We need to get you to stop sometimes and start thinking twice about it. When you have those moments, and you will, for the side I'm looking at, you're doing better at increasing your awareness. I want you to stop and saying, are we being unnecessarily hard on ourselves right now? Are we putting on a great deal of expectations on ourselves right now? Do we need to give ourselves a break? Do we need to give ourselves some compassion and saying, Sag, there's no such thing as perfect. Sag, life is not a competition of how much shit you can carry. I want you to have more of those moments. So sometimes the vague stuff isn't so bad because it shows me spiritual and emotional progress for somebody. And when you do this, oh my God, don't you feel so much better with the Queen of Cups? Softer heart. You know, you feel better literally about you. And you're much more open to receiving an intuitive process, which is great, instead of just expectation on top of expectation. You can sustain it for a long time. That doesn't mean that you should, right? Just because you can carry that heavy load of energy and expectation doesn't mean it should. It's going to wear on you. Ten of Wands eventually takes its toll. So I'm glad to see that with a lot of time and judgment here, the appreciation to stop and look at your lessons and saying, this is where I was too hard on myself or I assumed to carry too much. I see that. Let's not do that. Let's stop doing that. Where I am is enough. What I'm doing is good enough. Okay? I need to allow myself to be at peace with it. And thus the Queen of Cups emerges. Beautiful. All right, over here. Now, I don't know what the hell's going on with this. The Tower, you showed me your process. Beautiful. I get it. Here over in the Tower, the Hermit, King of Wands, someone thought they were healing. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do with that. Someone thought they were healing, and it turns out they weren't. But it's... I don't quite know what we're doing with the passage of time for this person. I don't quite know how they're connected to you. It's still a little bit on the side of underground right now. So the Tower and the Hermit and the King of Wands, I feel like someone's confused healing with feeling better. There's a false sense of healing here, and yet somehow somebody is feeling good though. King of Wands. It's kind of like saying, "Oh, my healing's complete because I'm feeling good these days." No. Someone hasn't dug deep enough into whatever their healing efforts is because they're confusing it. This current lightness they're experiencing, a sense of passion, ambition, or drive in their connection to you as, "Oh, my healing must be done. I've had all my insights." No. So that anything could have happened where they momentarily feel better and they've had a flare of energy. And that will carry for a little while with that King of Wands. Yeah, absolutely. A strong dose of fire can carry us for a long time in terms of putting an extra pep in our step and frankly feeling better about ourselves. But eventually that's going to come back down because, again, we have a faux healing here. It's whatever this person thinks they're done working on, they're not done working on it. They're not. I think they've had what looks like some false insights that gave them some temporary relief about themselves and made them feel a little more confident, okay, a little bit more driven, a little more passionate, a little more ambitious, but that doesn't mean it's going to stick. So this is going to be one of those temporarily inflated energies I'm seeing. I hope they go back into a true place of healing because for some reason they seem to think, oh, it's done. No, it's not done. It's not done. You just point blank demonstrated to me the process of insight and evolution of the self. I'm aware of this. I've done this. I've always done this. And I'm still subject to it. I do it all the time. Now I'm better at recognizing it and easing up on myself. So that was a true reflection of lessons and insights and spiritual development. Whereas this person's like, oh, I've done some healing. I'm done. I know I'm done because I feel awesome. It's temporary. You know, people who've done proper healing, they're not confident about it. They often question it, you know, but they're not mean to themselves though either. How am I reacting to this? Is this part of healing? Is this proof that I've changed? Whereas this person, they had a good day or maybe they had a strong espresso and they're like, oh, I'm good with healing. So I don't know how this relates to you. But just to let you know, that's not a hermit I trust. Typically, the hermit's one of my favorite cards in tarot for healing, but with the Tower backing it, no. This person's healing journey is not complete. Over here with the shared, the Moon, Nine of Cups, the Chariot. There's a lot of feeling here, all under the moon. Strong water here, particularly Pisces, Cancer. Nine of Cups, the Chariot. There is still a strength of movement towards each other emotionally that's largely unspoken. Given your point of view, whatever this connection is you have with them, I can see that it's part of your Ten of Wands. You've been very hard and or critical when it comes to you in this connection. Okay. I'm assuming that because it's something I'm sure you've heard me say many, many times. How you do one thing is how you tend to do other things. So if your overall approach to life is being hard on yourself, okay, and having a lot of expectations and carrying the weight and responsibility of things, okay, the same is true with this. That means to some extent this connection, whomever this is to you, because I don't see any 3D energy between you, it's still emotional exchange. Yeah, I know that you've been hard on yourself about how you feel towards them. And there's love in here. What kind of love? Is it intimate? Is it more familiar? I don't know. Okay, I really don't know. It's up to you. And they have too. They've kept that to themselves as well. How strongly they feel about you. And I strongly suspect that's the part of them they think is done. Oh, I've had enough insight on that. I feel better. Okay. No. They still have some work to do. And you, for your part, well, whatever it is you felt for them might be under the moon. I know that you're doing a good job trying to come to terms with it because you expect it from yourself. It's just you tend to be harsh on whatever it is you feel towards them or used to feel towards them. You need to work through that a little more, okay? And that sense of releasing expectations. You felt what you felt. Stop being mean to yourself about it. And might still feel. For some of you, this is still current. Some of you are still very hard on yourselves about how you still feel towards this person. It's just you take it to the moon space. It's quiet. They do too, in terms of, oh, I've learned everything I learned about that. I'm good. No, that's not true either. So what does this have to do for you two in the greater scheme of things? I have no clue. Let's get some advice, please. Just know that what is you feel for them, and probably still do, you're not going to struggle with as much from this point forward. You give yourself some grace. I feel what I feel towards them. I don't need to carry that around like baggage. I can just accept it as truth. And that will help release some attention. And they, for their part, it looks like their part is to understand how deeply they feel and stop denying it. And then telling themselves they feel better because they got it all figured out. No, they don't. Okay. What's going on, please? Let's get some advice. Three of Cups, Eight of Cups, Ace of Cups. It's a lot of water. More of it. What about it? Hey, the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, I see that. And the Seven of Cups. I see. So there was a little exchange here. So once upon a time when we used to connect to this, you never really left your feeling for it, but you did walk away from it. Yeah, so that would explain then why you're hard on yourself about what you feel for them, and maybe still do. That would be my first guess, like I said. And I'm seeing that here, Three of Cups. We connected and reconnected to this, and you showing me you still love it, but you had to walk from it, right? Wheel of Fortune, which was attached to you. Seven of Cups. You still kind of feel what you feel even to this day, but you nevertheless had to walk from it. So this is one of those elements here where I just kind of want you to accept what you felt and stop being so hard on yourself about it. Accept it that it happened and that you still feel it, right? And stop beating yourself up for it, and that will allow you to get in tune with your intuitive processes, okay? And they, for their part, it looks like they still have work to do in accepting that they had strong feelings for you at all. And Nine of Cups and Chariot, that's not incidental, and it's not peanuts. It's swift. It's strong. But if that's the part they're convinced they've already worked through and they know it all, they don't. You got your part, they got their part. What that has to do with the greater scheme of things, I don't know. But you still have feeling towards them. And some of you might hate, I don't want to say hate yourself, but you might feel ashamed about it or feel like that's your cross to bear. Keep in mind you had to walk from this for a reason. Okay? And time passes, find that you still love them. Okay. It's honest. It's honest. Okay? Nevertheless, you had to walk. And regardless, you still love them. Okay? Yep. The Magician. Strength and the Two of Wands. Yeah. Showing yourself strength, strength of will, strength of resolve, strength in your manifestations, own them, claim them, and try to keep your manifestations in the present. Okay? Have that strength of will to keep all manifestations in the present. Two of Wands. I agree. Again, I'm not saying anything about how you two might be connected later. I don't know why I'm saying what it is that they need to heal from. I don't know. I just know that they have more work to do if this is ever meant to re-emerge in either of your lives in a way that's significant or more impactful towards each other. But I've seen your lesson, and you're making great progress in it. They still have more work to do. Okay? You know, this is what it is today. It will not always remain as such. It eventually will pull out of the ether and make sense in time. Oh, that ether. Let me tell you. It humbles us all, yes? It really does. All right. Manifest. I know, I saw. And keep your manifestations. The advice for you. Be strong and keep them in the present. Renewal. Spark. Yeah. Messages, dreams, forming, structure, apology, receive. You both are kind of manifesting each other then in your own ways, your own respective ways. And it doesn't quite make sense right now. I'm not telling you this is what you have to manifest. This is either something you're experiencing and you know it because it's part of your claiming package and easing up on yourself. I see one of you is manifesting an apology that you hope will come in time naturally. And for someone else, they're manifesting that sense of renewal. And both of these ideas are forming simultaneously as a structure. And you both are receiving messages and or dreams, more or less sharing the same concepts of reconnectivity of an emotional space where someone is ready to understand and embrace their feelings and the other person is ready to receive an apology. Now, I'm not talking about closure. I will insist to the day I die, we can give ourselves closure. I don't do that because it suggests that people should wait. I'm not a fan of that. No, you can give yourself closure. What I'm talking about here is there's a wealth of love between you two, and it's largely unrecognized and unspoken, except on your part where you struggle to understand it and forgive yourself for it. Okay? And they have a wealth of emotion they have yet to discover because they're still thinking that they got it all covered. They don't. As we speak, things are developing and forming in that ether, where there is a structure here that's formed on the concept of understanding apology is in order, forgiveness is order, being open to receive, and you're both being signaled in that direction in time. Okay? I don't do false hope. It either is or it isn't. That's it. The oracles are the oracles. I read what's here, not what isn't. Okay? We have the letters G, N, C, and Z. We have the medallion of Gemini in the reverse, the keyword here being intelligent. Some of you might very strongly identify as being intelligent. Could have some strong Gemini on your chart. This season might be important too. Then we have the Captain's Wheel, which is both the Wheel of Fortune and the World. Okay, time moves forward always. And in between, as always, as time moves forward, doors close and they open. And some reopen. But time passes. Okay? All right, and then we have the medallion of Pisces, specifically the seahorse here. Here we have the wealth of emotion that's kept close to the chest. Okay, which I see. I do. It's not honey, it's you still having feeling for this person even though you walked isn't a crime unless you insist it is. And then you beat yourself up for it. But if you accept that that's what you felt and you still do, but also recognize the fact that it's not your place to wait and hope for. We want to manifest natural structures, not unnatural structures. So accept the heart space value for what it was. Stop being mean about it. Learn from it. Grow. Time will pass. And perhaps there's more of a story here. Perhaps there isn't. All right? You will know in time. In the meantime, I hope that this message helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aries in their person, please. Show me Aries in their person. What's going on? We will be in your season before we all know it. And then I'll be running around like crazy every Aries season I do. I guess I get 1,001 ideas. Not all of them good, but the ones I do pursue usually have a good way of paying off in the end. What's going on, please? show me, Aries. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, as I explained in the intro. Reverse those energies as you see fit. What is going on? I've had some ideas already. 7 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the 3 of Pentacles. You need something to change that. The Star, the 5 of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. The Hanged Man, the World, and Death. Okay, well, hearkening back to my opening statement, we need something to change this, yes? 9 of Pentacles, you. Not surprised. Individuation. This is me. This is Aries. Hi. Hello. Right here. Checking in. Checking in. Aries. Roll call. I'm here. You know, strong sense of individual. I can stand on my own 2 feet. I've accomplished a lot. Thank you very much. I know what I'm doing, more or less. I'm not saying you're perfect. What I am saying is that you have a very strong sense of developed self and a can-do attitude, right? If you had an idea how to build your own garden, you'd do it, and some of you have, right? You're comfortable in it, or you're trying to be. It's hard to feel a little comfortable in your own garden these days, eh? You're accomplished. I see that you were accomplished. 7 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. Like, I don't like you right now. It's kind of like that. 7 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. That's roughly translated. There's something here that you're like, this is a pain in my ass. But you're trying to get along with it. Trying is the operative word. It reminds me very briefly. It is specific, and I usually don't remember these things because once it's recorded, it's gone. Okay, I do so many of them. But it reminds me of one of Leo's check-ins. I want to say it was the Friday one because it's still kind of fresh a little bit. And I was like, I'm choosing to cooperate with you at this point. And for you, you're like, yeah, but it's hard. This one has a much more strained energy. It's not even positive. You're like, I've carried this far. I guess I'll keep doing it a little bit, but I'm trying to cooperate with you. Trying to be friends, trying to be something, trying to get along. So I don't know if this is something to do with work. I don't know. Friendship, cooperation, colleague, any of those things apply with the 3 of Pentacles. I don't know. You kind of showed me you can do your own thing and very, very comfortable with it, competent, no problem. But in context with sharing some energy with someone else, you're like, it's a problem. And you got your boundaries up. You're like, this is a pain in the... You're trying to minimize the influence of whatever this is. I think it was friendship, cooperative effort, trying to will yourself to get along with someone. But yeah, I mean, you could have that same kind of situation at work too. It's in a situation where you ain't the boss and you can't fire him. I don't know. It could be that. But it's someone who you say, I have to give some room to. I have to give some latitude to. I have to give some consideration to. I don't like it, though. No, you don't. It's anti your accomplishment. You're like, I know how to do for me. I know how to provide for me. This. All right, the Star, 5 of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, you two do not share the same vision. Hopes, dreams, desires, sense of longevity. They're going to do their own thing. They're going to go their own way with the Knight of Pentacles, and I suggest we do. They have their own sense of vision, and it's not lining up with yours, clearly. Clearly. You look like you're comfortable on your own. You want to do your own thing. You want to minimize their 3 of Pentacles, whatever. You want to minimize their interaction with you. You want to minimize their influence in the 3D in some way. You know? Like I said, it's barely cooperative. But you can keep some of your pentacles or time, energy, and effort. You're not really doing much for me. You understand? And like, okay, point taken. And it is, you know, it's combative. We have a competing dream here. We just... how you see things is how you see things. How they see things is clearly something else altogether. And if that's the case, then there you go. Knight of Pentacles. This is sometimes we cannot share stars. Stars tend to be deeply personal, as they should be. It's where we get the phrase, wish upon a star. Your wish is not going to necessarily line up with someone else's wish. The only time we really see that happen is when 2 people choose a sense of coupleship and they work towards it, or a sense of rising positive energy in families, it's like, oh, we're all on the same page. And that this is where it's very normal to share stars with people, but it's personal times two, you know? It's different when we have a sense of direction in life and goals and what we're working towards. It's different. You're not always on the same page with people, you know? Entrepreneurs often start off successfully with a couple of folks, but that doesn't mean it ends up that way. Eventually, sometimes the vision splits or we lose sight of the vision and somebody wants to take this direction this way and that way the other, etc. My point is, you know, I'd rather you do your own thing and they do their own thing. And that way your sense of effort isn't being diluted and neither is theirs. Over here. The Hanged Man, the World, Death. There is a big old pause on this one. Big old pause on this cycle. Do I want to continue to leave the door open to this situation, person, context? And it was an elaborate pause. An elaborate pause. A lot of hesitation there, but it was also, did I think about this from all the points of view? So I respect that. You know, if we're going to close out a cycle and then put a death on it, it's like that's a permanent stamp. Because this is what they say all the time. Just because we close the door doesn't mean it's locked. It's like, oh, it's going to be locked. So, you know, it's like, I'm never going to work with them again. I'm never going to cooperate with them again. I will never be in a situation where I have to exchange pentacles with this person ever again. I don't know. It really didn't come across as personal or intimate, but if this was some sort of relationship and it downgraded over time, I can definitely see where you'd interpret it as, I'm trying to get along with you, and I don't think I want to get along with you anymore. So yeah, it could. So again, take it as it resonates. But yeah, no, that was an elaborate, and I don't blame you. A lot of people should take that necessary breath before they understand they want to close that door, never mind lock it. And it's death, it's done, it's all but done. I think many of you are in this process of, is this what I really want? Because you're still showing me contribution, even if it's on a small scale. And it's becoming increasingly imperative, or rather necessary insight on this person's part, that they're probably better off doing their own thing anyway, pursuing their own star. The Knight of Pentacles has, even though they're slow, they tend to have the most, well, this is the path that I'm on, and even though I'm going slow and I could change at any time, I really don't want to. So that's the most plotting of the Knights because it's plotting too. They have their own particular blueprint. It looks like they're going to head in that direction regardless. So, I mean, it's like you might as well let them, you know, let them do their own thing. You seem to be comfortable doing your own thing. But the official decision's there. It's pending. It's a pending official's decision, okay? Let's get some advice, please. I do hope this helped. But yeah, I know when two energies aren't lining up in terms of time, energy, and effort. You're realizing it, so were they. It's a slow exit. It's probably their way of saying, hey, last chance to get on this page with me. And you're like, no, I like doing what I do over here. In fact, the more you try to contribute, the more irritated I get. So, you know, the both of you is a little bit stubborn, but that's okay. It just helps you strongly. That's why I said you're both a little bit stubborn. It helps you both realize where it is you should be. Temperance, the Emperor, that's you, darling, and the Knights of Pentacles. Yeah, you really want to talk about going a little bit stubborn, to both of you. You've been going a little bit your own way for a while, too. And the more you make any sort of progress in that direction, the better you feel with temperance. And it's kind of like, you know what? If this is what's working for me, and I think this is part of your thought process back here with the Hanged Man, if this is what's working for me, ergo, it must be working for you, too. Yeah, why don't I do my thing and you go do your thing? Yeah, that's what we're slowly marching to in terms of a conclusion. You both actually might have some Aries in your chart. Oh, yes. The Wheel of Fortune, time has passed. Six of Wands, Page of Pentacles. There is a sense of whatever I invest in, I want to be seen for it. Whatever my next investment is, I want credit. I want to be seen for it. I want to have confidence in it, and I don't want to question it. Okay. Cool. Whatever that next direction is, honey. You know, you don't want to question it. You just want to feel good about it. I understand. All right. You just want it to be your own thing, honestly. It just keeps coming across as it needs to be my own thing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard day when you realize you really can't and probably shouldn't continue to work with somebody. It's just winter for some of you. Might be your marker. Last winter might have been a strong marker as well. And for many of you, you're still currently in winter. Yeah. So the concept of winter is here. It's fear and anxiety, frustration, okay, about what's been going on, and a lot of thinking, a lot of overthinking. New friendship. This idea is like whatever this partnership is has played out. Some of you are looking for new friendships or new partners or something that's a little bit more cooperative to your vision or star. Okay. We have the letter T, and that's the only letter. We have lots of medallions: Pisces, Gemini, Scorpio. I did see there's a couple times. So yeah, last Scorpio season might have been important, or you're showing me transformative state possibly. We also have Pisces here, so now as well. And then we have Taurus in the reverse, the key word here being the incentivizer. There's just not enough reason. There's just not enough reason. We need more reason, and we're not getting it from this situation. And then there's the dolphin, and it's the single dolphin, more playful. Something that's a little bit more fluent in the water, something that can easily navigate, you know, and even though dolphins exist in pods, they're still highly independent and intelligent, and it's just something about I want to swim my own way, you know? Okay. All right, Aries, honey, I hope this helped you. Oh, by the way, you might have any of these strong placements in your chart. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but hey, that's what I do. Any of these strong energies in your chart, their season might be important to you, could have been connecting to, okay? Okay, Aries, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aquarius, please, and the person. Show me Aquarius, please, and the person. What's up, Aquarius? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. But as I explained in that intro, reverse energies as you see fit. What's up? Okay, Six of Wands, Triumph, the High Priestess, and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Ten of Cups, Two of Swords, and the Devil. Oh my. And Six of Pentacles. Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Overview, Six of Swords. Yeah, I know. You're showing me a sense of triumph where there is negativity. It's like I did this. I left this behind. Woohoo! You know, and I don't mean to minimize it. Progress is progress. I wonder how much of it, though, you're actually in tune with. Okay. Because you're showing me I left this behind. I'm still leaving this behind. Six of Swords. I got my boat. I'm out of here. Row, row, row the boat. Let's go. However it goes. Six of Swords. So, you know, you're like, I'm going to find a new shore, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be peaceful. It's going to be calm, and it has nothing to do with this bullshit. And Six of Swords, it's ideally a gentle process, mental, up here, if anything else. Now, for some of you, it's the literal translation if I've left or I've moved or I got away from that. But for most of us, it's just that sense of I'm moving on and I know it and I recognize it. And then Six of Wands, you're like, I'm making progress. Woohoo, look at me. I left it behind. I've moved on. That kind of thing. But the High Priestess, the Five of Pentacles, intuitively, you're actually afraid that it's over. So while you're showing me I've made progress, triumph, recognize me, you're afraid that it's actually over. Okay, which tells me you don't actually fully want it to be. So that's not an accusation. Don't take it as one. This is either you're reading and you already know it, or you don't. And you're like, I don't know what the hell that is. I'm going to go check my other placements. Good for you. You had the correct line of thinking, right? So it's either yours or it's not yours. That's it. Some of you are like, I'm out of here because I am done and I mean it. No takesy backsies. Cool. For others of you who are inwardly afraid but we're not actually showing it, that this might actually be over now. I left it behind. So on the surface, you're showing me celebration. Inwardly, you're showing me fear that it's the real deal this time. And you don't actually want it to be. So there's some contradiction in here. Okay? So while you're saying you moved on, you're not actually ready for it. This could be a warm-up session. Some people take a couple of breaks before they understand that that's actually correct for them. Sometimes it takes a break or two, triggering one to understand that's actually not what I want to do. This happens. Human beings are complex. You know what's so funny about human beings? You go to any bookstore and there's hundreds of manuals on us. And yet, we're not straightforward. We, you know, with some enough investigation, inquiry, and the willingness to know, we'll figure it out. But also, we're like, but I'm complex. I don't know. I had a change of heart. Things like that. This normal human shit. Let me know if you're a normal human with normal human shit. Put in, well, be careful with that because YouTube will probably pull your comment. A lot of people think it's me. It's not. YouTube has its own sets of standards for comments that pass and don't. It's not just me, I promise. No, if I'm pulling them aside, it's usually something that snuck by. But yeah, no, I'm just saying, if you're, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm doing normal human shit, or I'm feeling this normal human shit, let me know. You know, it's not just you, I promise. All right, Ten of Cups, Two of Swords, Devil. Yeah, they're not much different. They're not much different. You know, there's just, they have more intensity. Their sense of contradiction is just a little more intense with the Devil. They're actually very worried, even though they're trying to look like they're not. They're actually very, very worried if you'll still be in their life, in an inner circle some way. Ten of Cups. So that tells me they actually want you to be there, but they're afraid this time you won't settle in or rejoin the fold. And that fear is growing there with the Devil. It's become a stronger attachment. You are afraid that it's actually over this time, even though you said you left it behind. And they're like, that's all I can think about. Maybe Aquarius is really gone this time, or I really don't want them to be. So there's hits with a lot of layers of intensity, particularly about they want you back in the role, and they don't know if you'll ever get back in there. What they're actually doing about that, I don't know. It's a very intense feeling, and it's a little twisted up, because they want to see you in their life, and they're afraid this time you're really gone. Okay. Six of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands. You two always found common ground through a place of feeling and passion. You've always managed to balance things out with the Six of Pentacles. And that's mutual. That's straight up mutual. There's love here with the Queen of Cups. You both were open to receive love and give it in some way. And I know passion was involved with the Knights of Wands. That's okay. You know, where love is, passion's not far behind it, especially if we're talking about obviously intimate. Okay. But on the surface, Six of Pentacles, you two always manage to find a balance. And so between you being afraid that it's really over this time, despite the fact that you left, and them being afraid that you really won't come back and get back into a place of their life, which concerns me because it's more like, from that devilish point of view, I want to see Aquarius harmonize in my life. They're not really thinking about how they can harmonize in yours, but that's part of the devilish process. It's a little selfish. It's more about thinking about me. I want this in my life. They're not really thinking about how they could be in yours in a healthy, positive way, but okay. So you both have your misgivings. You both have your shadows at play here. You both have issues here, more or less, with abandonment, and this could be the real thing this time. You're not playing into their patterns, but a part of you also admits that, you know, you're afraid it's really over, too. And that might be part of your own pattern as well. And I can see why. Six of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Knight of Wands. So if some of you want to know, yeah, I mean, if this is how you two always connected, there's a good chance it can again still. For right now, you two are keeping your respective distances. But here's the theory between you two that existed for some time, which means if that's the operating method you two shared, it could be enacted again. Yes, Six of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Knight of Wands. You two always found common ground through some sort of give and take exchange of the heart, as well as passion, interest, intrigue, you know. Came out in a grounded way, so there was always this exchange here, which means it could still be available to you. I think you both feel that. You both wonder if this will ever happen again. Well, In that respect, I'm going to have to draw you back to why you left this at all. All right? This is what you were used to with this person. Was it satisfactory enough? For some people, this is it. This is all they need. There was something about this exchange that while it felt good and pleasant on the surface, perhaps that's all it presented itself was surface level exchange that could be balanced with anybody, with a little bit of love and a little bit of passion. Yeah, Six of Pentacles suggests this could be a formula that was pretty easy to replicate. For the people, this is all I need. A little bit of an exchange, a little bit of heart space exchange, a little bit of passion exchange. But Six of Pentacles, yeah, that's it. That was good enough. And if for you, that may not have been enough. You know? So you have to keep in mind why you left it behind. And if you go back to it, will you be playing into their pattern of reharmonizing into their life? I think we already know the answer to that. Okay? But yeah, technically, could this happen again? Mm-hmm. So if you go back to this, will you just be getting more of the same? It really depends, because I see it from the point of view of this looks lovely and it looks nice, and I would like to encourage you. But then as a reader, I have responsibility to point out why you left it. And you're both showing me patternized attachment and fear-based unattachment. Okay? So if this was good enough, or this was good enough for you, why'd you leave it? And then told yourself to be okay with it. Okay? So I would just advise that we have more healing to do. Okay? I don't want you to feel like you have to give in to your own sense of fear of abandonment, that this is really over. And I don't want you to feel like you haven't go back to their own sense of devilish energy and, you know, I really want Aquarius in my life in some way. Because even then they were confused about what the hell that means. They're in my life some way, I just don't really know what that definition is. Well, it's whatever it is you two put into it. So again, if this wasn't enough for you, then you know. You have to remember that, honey. And that's where we want to evoke strength. The strength to remember. So for some of you, this reading is simply about remembering and needing reminders. Oh, yeah. While it did feel good on the surface, that doesn't mean it was good. Right? Okay. Let's get some advice, please. Yeah, I know. The Hermit, and it's literally the freaking last words out of my mouth. Okay, the Hermit and strength. You have to have the courage to be strong and remember about your chosen pathway. I know there's more to it than I left it behind, and I'm telling myself I'm cool with it. In fact, look at me, cheer me. No, I knew there was more to it than that. You had to have reason to leave this, otherwise it's a beautiful structure on surface, on the paper, on the Six of Pentacles surface. But inwardly, it didn't feel right. Okay? It wasn't adding up when you interacted with it. So you have to remember that. Give yourself the credit here, the strength to evoke and act upon your healing. You know more. You know more. You know more. Okay? The Knight of Cups, I know. See, you still are romantically and or emotionally attached to this. And you still feel the pull in that direction. That's why you need strong. You need to be strong. Whatever you're feeling towards this that's lovely and positive and correct has to be stronger for yourself first. And remember why you left this. So it might really be over. Yeah. Or perhaps it is this situation or this person needs more healing to understand how this might have been unhealthy, but could have otherwise been a healthy structure. If we participated in it better, if it had more meaning or context, something. Nine of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. In the meantime, it looks like many of you are heavily preoccupied in the 3D. We're not just thinking about this. You've got work to do. You've got good work to do, it looks like, as well. So I want you to maintain some focus on that as well. Don't forget, you're stable, you're productive, and for some of you, you generate a lot of good, high-quality work that marks you very distinctly as a high-producing individual. So don't lose sight of that, please. Okay? You're more than capable. All right? You're more than capable. This feels like a surface-level reaction to a deeper issue that you know is going to take strength. Continue to walk that healing pathway. All right? And if it was so great, you wouldn't have left it, honey. So don't forget that. Long story short, you know? Remember, that's all they're saying. Remember and find strength in that about your own particular awakening. I think I see you sometimes where you get a little weak in the knees. Okay. It hurts. As much as you're trying to celebrate healthy ego for having done the right thing, you're also being subject to the unhealthy ego simultaneously. Fear that this is really over that means you're losing sight of why you left it to begin with. So I need you to remember. Okay, that particular awakening you had. What's this other one that tried to pop out? It's the end of a cycle for some of you. You just needed to hear it and remember why you left it. Okay? And remember why you left it. Trust in divine timing. You did what you did at the right time. There's no good time to do anything like this, by the way. It's never convenient. It's never convenient to leave behind someone we've had an attachment to. Right? It wasn't so bad that we didn't love it and have lovely, natural, good energy and feeling towards it. But it wasn't so good that we felt we could stay with it reasonably. There's the fears and attachments and patterns attached to this person that you've always kind of responded to. And that was your pattern. And so the thing about patterns, once you recognize them, you understand that's either a good pattern or it's a not good pattern. You recognize this is the not good pattern. So we stop feeding it. We don't want to feed ours, never mind someone else's, because then it never stops. Nothing will ever change. Nothing will ever stop. Nothing will ever break. It'll just keep going. So again, it made it look so easy over here. It's no big deal. But it was. Okay? Something about recognizing this person's pattern helped you see your own, so don't forget that. All right, we have the letter X. Oh, I'm sure. We have the medallion of Pisces. Keyword here being intuitive. Some of you are feeling this now. Okay? You lost sight of why you did it. I want you to remember it. Now, while we're in Pisces season, yes. And there it is again. Everybody, can't say I'm surprised. I mean, we're in the season, right? And then we have the seahorse, also Pisces, a sense of swell of emotion, but feeling the need to keep it to ourselves for either good reasons or not good reasons. But there you go. All right, Aquarius, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Gemini and their person, please. What's up, Gemini? What's going on? Let's see, Gemini, please. And their person. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, yeah? As I explain the intro, reverse those energies as you see fit. What's going on for Gemini? Okay, the Emperor. Queen of Wands. And the Page of Wands. Hey! All right, Death. Five of Wands, Ace of Wands. Okay, Queen of Cups, Page of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. Tower. Gosh. Okay, we're gonna have to walk through this one. So, the Tower, in the overview, in that sense that there has been some major shifting going on for you. In the 3D, emotionally, spiritually, any of those things, all of those things. But man, it's like you came out the other side stronger than ever. Stronger than ever before. It has a bit of reminiscence here, I want to say, to... Was it Leo's reading? Might have been. Fire sign for sure. Okay. So if you have any Leo in your chart, perhaps check theirs out. Now, yours is a bit more dramatic. But the Tower is like, oh man, we've undergone some major developments, major changes, and this Tower has actually been good for you. So that suggests you incorporated what was there. You incorporated the lesson. You're made stronger for it, or you understood the value that came from it, and you're incorporating it and you're living it. There's a sense of empowerment here, strength of will, feeling good, feeling energized, and being open to things. So whatever it is that blew up or closed off abruptly, or I hope not shockingly, but it could have been. I don't quite know. But that tower was good for you. All towers at the end of the day are good for us. It's just they don't always present that way. Not immediately, no. No. Usually it's, oh no. And that can be an internal, oh no, like, oh, I just realized this. Oh my gosh, I'm just feeling this and it's very impactful. Or it could be something external. The point is, it got your attention. And if we incorporate that tower well enough, we see the good in it. We learn from it. We grow from it. Okay? It's like fertilizer. It helps us grow, but it's also fertilizer, right? You see what I'm saying with the tower? That's the idea. And you've grown quite well from this. Man, it's like you are feeling yourself. You're stretching that energy out. You might have some fair fire in your chart regardless of whether or not you resonate with Leos. I think it was theirs. Particularly Aries here. But the thing is like you feel like you're on top of things. For what perhaps feels like the first time in a long time, you feel empowered and on top of things, just open. Some of you just taking better care of yourselves energetically, and it shows physically too. There's a lot of physical energy in there too, not just emotional energy. But there's a sense of, I feel good about me, and it's about fucking time, right? It's joyous, it's celebratory, but it's also subtle. It's that just strong internal sense of knowing with the Emperor in a positive position. Over here, well, bless this mess, okay? Well, bless this mess. Butter my biscuit. It's all sorts of expressions in there. Death, Five of Wands, Ace of Wands. It looks like someone's finally given up. I can kind of see your free reaction. You're showing me high levels of emotional positive after a difficult period. And I can see what was help generating that difficult period. Something here fought tooth and nail. What the fight was about, I don't know. You would know best. But it required a lot of energy on both your parts, particularly theirs. Because they had a strong energetic conversion of, I have a lot of energy too. I have a lot of fire too. And sometimes it's happy energy and sometimes it's angry energy, and go back and forth. So it's kind of like saying, I'm fighting you today and I'm psyched up for it. With the Ace of Wands. It was, whew. I don't know when that was, but it was, you felt it. I don't know what your level of participation was. It just seems like you don't have to participate anymore, be worried about it anymore, or give your energy to this anymore. It's, I strongly feel that someone here feels they were sticking up for themselves, but their energy was always running wild about it. There was times when it was elated, and there was times when it was just destructive. And they couldn't always tell the difference between the two. So that's kind of like, I'm sticking up for something, but I don't necessarily know what. But I feel like I am. And I'm fighting with you for a good reason. Or I'm sticking up for myself, and that fight seems to be over. I don't know what's going on there, but their negative as well as their positive has done a sharp stage left. Let's put it that way. I don't know if they allowed themselves to exit. I don't know if you just washed your hands of it. But the tower suggests you already know. So this is not a future tower. This is a pre-existing one. Okay? One that you are subject to. And someone, wherever they went, whatever it is that they're doing, they have to process it in their own way. You seem to have flourished under that tower. Okay? You feel good about you, stronger, like you got ground to stand on. You don't have to defend your place on the throne. Like it's good. I can see where this one attacked, and they felt they had the right to, or they felt entitled to, but that doesn't mean they were correct. Okay? That doesn't mean they're correct. Just because someone insists that their energy is correct in that argument doesn't mean that they are. You can express self-sabotage and fire as much as anything else. That person who picks a fight just to have a fight kind of comes like that, but a little more exaggerated. Queen of Cups, Page of Swords, Ten of Cups. You know, it's, yeah, that's, I see you, let's be clear, I see you learning to honor your heart space and open up to good feeling again, okay? Which is beautiful. You're learning to listen to yourself, the positive feeling, the good feeling, and you're coaxing it, and you're coaxing it, and you're coaxing it. But there is a part of you that's learning to get reacquainted with your Ten of Cups, and that tells me then that you got distracted from your Ten of Cups. Now, that's emotional harmony right here. That could be one or two folks or like 30, 40 folks. It depends on how large your inner circle is, but it's indeed your inner circle. It's a place of support and love and people who care about you and have their best interest at heart, ideally. And you are trying to get reacquainted in that space. All right, spend some good quality time, I'm assuming then with your neglected, maybe inner circle, because this was very clearly energetically consuming, time consuming until it wasn't. Okay. So I see you kind of waking up to that with the Page of Swords. You never really left it, not in the heart. You love whoever's in there with your Ten of Cups, which again, family, friends, kids, spouses, lovers, any of that, all of that's in there. Depends, just whatever your Ten of Cups is. And I see your heart getting reacquainted with it, and it's nice. It's good. It's a good feeling. Whatever this is kept you from that for a while. All right? It was consuming until it wasn't. It was kind of a vacuum of energies. But we're not subject to it anymore. Okay? We're not subject to it anymore. And I don't know what it is, guys. It was something that presented at face value as an ongoing fight that they just had endless energy for until either you stopped feeding it or they stopped feeding it. I don't know. But the fight's over now. But yeah, no, I like that you are showing me I'm waking back up. To those who matter the most in my life, and I'm feeling good about that. I like where I am personally. It's quite the drain. But I'm sure your Ten of Cups folks are happy to see you and catch up with you and make sure that make sure that you know that you are still part of that circle. All right? And that's beautiful. Let's get some advice, please, for Gemini. The Lovers, that's you. Ten of Swords. This was very painful for you. You're making it look easy, but it wasn't. I know. That Tower happened far enough back that you were acquainted with it and that you have been learning to adjust. Okay, but here's the background of it. So there's you, okay, with the Ten of Swords. There's an ending here for sure, and it was painful. It weren't easy on you at all. I'm very curious about the surrounding Four of Cups, the Chariot, wanting to leave behind unhappiness, a lot of unhappiness, upsetness, disappointment, ongoing lethargy, sadness, and anxiety. I don't know who did the actual leaving, if they volunteered or if you said no more. It's kind of irrelevant to me. I see it here now. And now is what counts. You know? We're very unhappy here. A lot of unhappiness, a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear of the mind. A lot of things that were just shut down where they shouldn't be shut down. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. All right? But yeah, no, this wasn't a picnic for you. So good job adjusting to that Ten of Swords, that pain. For some of you, it feels like it aids you, but I promise you, you're in that space now of getting your sense of youth and vitality back. In other words, your energy's coming back. You know, and I like how it looks on you. I really do. It does look like you're opening back to life and opening back up. It really does. You know? It's nice. It's like you can breathe. Celebration, gifts, and abundance, the feminine, financial loss. Okay. Financial loss, we take that as the Five of Pentacles construct. For some of you, this represents the loss of the feminine energy, For others of you, that sense that someone is just out of touch with their own sense of worth or their own sense of value, that's coming across heavily here. It wasn't worth the time, energy, and effort. Again, financial is spendable. Time, energy, and effort are spendable. Okay, so there's a loss of the intuitive self, loss of a feminine influence here. Possibly that was largely negative. I don't know. But the inability to celebrate what was there, the inability to appreciate the abundance and the gifts of life and energy, something like that. We wanted to be open to celebration, and all someone here could think about was loss. And last autumn or last harvest might have been important. This upcoming harvest might be important as well. Okay, they're not really pointing me too much in a direction. And the fact that you seem to deeply appreciate what life is for. Life is a gift. It's a spark. We don't have much time with it. And we need to celebrate what's here with what we have and not continue to ruminate on pain and loss. And that's just not why we're here. So someone here tended to focus very much on the negative, and someone very much tended to focus on the positive. Of let's appreciate what we do have and make the most of it. Yes? The third eye, clarity. That's here for you twice. Some of you appreciate the intuitive process and you always seek clarification when and where and how you hit it. Crossroads for some of you. You knew this was coming, or you sensed it was coming. More to the point with the third eye and the crossroads. We sensed this was coming. We sensed that eventually we would hit that crossroad, that decision between choice A, choice B, left, right, 1, 2. You chose, so did they. Okay, someone here clearly chooses hope, life, gifts. What is that? What am I hearing that? Never have a reason to be happy, never have a reason to celebrate, even when it's time to celebrate, even when it's time to celebrate, especially when it's time to celebrate. When it was time to show appreciation and gratitude, and when there's actual time to rejoice, and there are times to rejoice, someone just couldn't. Always resistance to feeling good or allowing themselves to feel good. I don't quite know. We have the letters A, S, M, and C. We have the medallion of Virgo, and then the medallion of Sag in the reverse, the key word here being optimist. Yeah, I know you are. I can see that. It seems some very interesting Aries and Sag, yeah, in your chart. It could be of major influence to you in terms of the season, the the sign. Yeah, might be showing up strongly in your chart. Could have been connected to, as well as Virgo, like I said. And then we have the cat in reverse, and not listening to the intuitive self. No, I see that. Yeah. For at least one of you. All right. Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Yeah. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on, please, for Libra and their person? Show me Libra and their person. What's going on? Show me Libra and their person. All right. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. As I explained that intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. The Magician, Page of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. Well, you go on then. Good luck. No, I'm kidding. We've got more to do. Yes? Okay. Justice, the Lovers. Apparently your card's got something to say. Eight of Pentacles. They're just jumping out my head today. So far, so good. Maybe we should call it quits. What do you say? You want to double down? You want to keep going? No. You're like, of course. Five of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Fool. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So you've definitely done your bit. All right. Four of Swords. In your opening, you've been healing, been calm, been quiet, reflective, spending some good time with you. But making sure that you feel good about you. Did you learn your lessons? Are you there? Okay. Are you taking the necessary time to make sure you're giving yourself quality thought, insight, and rest and reflection and good stuff like that? So I love the Four of Swords in this context because it shows me, healing for you is pretty mellow at this point, but not to completely disregard the process, to check in from yourself from time to time. And as you should, I just want to make sure your manifestation's on point because you're pulling something in. The Magician, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Yes. And you're like, yes, I am manifesting new love. Thank you. It's going pretty well. I see that. Justice. The Lovers, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, someone has very strong ideas that they can meet you halfway. A lot of air energy. Could be connecting to fellow Libra. We also have Gemini, your air cousin. But there's a very strong sense of, oh, I'm Libra's equal. Let me see if I can fit that order. And they're actually fairly confident that they can. Ace of Pentacles, you know, that can be the metaphor here for I feel I can work very well with Libra. Because there is a very strong sense of balance here. Balance of the duality. Excuse me. I don't know why we stumbled over that particular word, but balance here of the dual self, the duality between these two. Here we have Justice, balance, the Lovers, too. And then the Ace of Pentacles is a sense that this actually could be a very strong connection as well as a balance when it happens in reality and spiritually and emotionally and sexually, and all that stuff is in there from this person's point of view. And so the Lovers is at the heart of the reading, so that's a major point. It's a major point, so they're making a good point. I'm not saying they're not. It looks like you are up for it to begin the process. Okay, where it's begun, I don't know. Has it? You would know best. I see that you're in a place of not rushing, but being open towards the prospect of new love. And this person honestly believes from their point of view that they're a good fit. Maybe they're right. Maybe you keep investing. Maybe you find out for yourself. You said you're open to love, prove it. And I say that because when people tell me I'm manifesting new love, when they're presented with it, well, that's a whole other subject. It doesn't always take, and you know, it's like, that's not what I wanted. Well, by all rights, you said you didn't know what you wanted, except that you were open to new love. So my point is just be careful when we're manifesting heart space energies, because, you know, if we're really not open to suggestions from the universe, we'll shut them down before we have a chance to get to know it. But so far, you're showing me the willingness to invest. And you say you're open to love. You want to be given the shot. You want to be given a chance at that opportunity. I see you acting on it. It's good. Not too much. With the Four Swords, you say you know better. But yeah, I hope you continue to put something into this. What I like about the presentation is that it's not cocky. It's not arrogant at all. It really does believe it could be a good balance for you if you guys continue. So it has me from that point of view that this has already begun. It's just the way you're investing is kind of slow and small. Okay, not asking for too much all at once, but you're willing to try it out. And they're like, oh, I know I'm the one. So yeah, there's definitely room here to grow into this if you choose to. So no, it's not cockiness. It's a very strong sense of balance or equal. They feel it right away. That's cool. Over here, Five of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, the Fool. That could be you both. But I'm largely interpreting that as your downline in that respect of clearly something's over. Clearly it was painful and ready for a new beginning with the Fool. Okay, so you're making it look easy, but I know you've done a lot of background work here on being ready and preparedness and healing and growing, and you're not just jumping into the next thing. You made that clear, that while you are open to new love opportunities, right, you're also saying I learned a lot. Something to do with pacing and understanding what's worthwhile of my manifestation efforts. Okay, cool. I respect that. So I can see that, you know, in your past, we've got baggage. We all do. Okay. You didn't get stuck, though, insisting on carrying that baggage around. You decided to learn something from it and do something with it, preferably to, okay, I've learned about my baggage and I'm going to leave them here at the train station, and they're not going to go with me to my new journey. The idea is we've incorporated the lessons. We can leave the baggage at the station now. And so some of you are ready to board a new train, to be open to the experience, and that's all I'm saying, is that I want you to continue to prove it to yourself. Okay, because it looks like your heart space is in good working order. It looks like it's full. It looks like it's happy, healthy, and that you know you should manifest in a healthy direction. As far as I can tell, it's not just healthy, it looks confident. But I suppose time will tell, right? Time will tell. Time will tell. Let's get some advice for you, although I think you're already living under your own advice right now, which is good. Okay, to be open. If I say I'm open, I'm going to act on it too, right? Five of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, that's no good. I'm sorry that you came from that space, but also it puts you in the position of this. So, everybody fears endings. They don't always see what's on the other side of them, and that takes patience and experience and a willingness to heal and learn, etc. As you've been doing. So, I don't know how long it took to get you there, to this space of readiness, but the point is that you arrived, you got there. So, I like this. The sun, we're feeling the sun now. Hey, that ain't bad. The Hermit. Yeah, see, it was quite the process. You're making it look easy, but it was quite the process. Goodness knows how long it took, you know. But it's not a competition. I just want people, they show me readiness, I want them to act on it. Otherwise, you don't really know how far you've come or how complete you are in healing, you know. Complete by your standards. You may never feel truly complete. I know I don't. There's always more room for healing, always. Because you continue to live life. You continue to breathe. You continue to have a pulse. So your healing is never really done, but it's just, I suppose, a matter of confidence and determining your own level of readiness. The Six of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. That's what I'm talking about. The confidence is there. It's not too over the top. No. It's Six of Wands, Queen of Swords, Seven of Cups. From your point of view, you are showing me confidence here. Okay. And the willingness to consciously, as the Queen of Swords, consciously. That's conscious thought. I'm going to look at these cups. I'm going to pursue options in love. And I feel good about it. I'm ready. I'm as ready as much as I understand I'm ready. Right? I like that. It's exactly what I was saying. You've done your time back here in the broken and the painful and the endings. You would know your own level of readiness here, and that's what you're showing me. So I'm glad that you're also acting on it too. That's wonderful. I'm very happy about that. Page of Swords. Yeah. How so? The intuition. Okay. So your intuitive process told you that while you may not have thought much of it at the beginning, you knew eventually your sense of flow and direction would change over time. Your intuition, you said, would guide you later in time. It may not make much sense then, but it does today, right? Your intuition has more or less told you where to go, what to do. Started out small, Page of Swords. You didn't put much thought into it. That's okay. You listened to yourself and it shows. And that was a process developed over time. So they're not actually showing me much about this person, but it does kind of speak for itself, doesn't it? It's nice. It's insistence without being cocky or pretentious. I'm Libra's match, I know I am. No. I hate it when people's like, you're the one. I've never met you. I don't know who you are. So, no. That's bad. That's a weird sense of manifestation and ego getting in the way. This is not that. The more they connect to you, the more they insist it has somewhere to go. Okay. Water, Ace of Cups. Yes, I've seen it. Some of you might have some very strong water in your chart. Okay, Ace of Cups, Harvest, last autumn chaser. Some of you might be recovering your heart space from identifying yourself as the chaser, which is an exhausting role because you're always chasing. And you said at some point last fall, you weren't going to chase anymore, not from the heart, because when most people realize, oh, I'm chasing, you never stop. The person who's allowing you to chase them, right, wants to keep you exhausted. You never get to reach that goal. It's not real love, right? It's not. Being a chaser sucks. And you also don't want to put anyone else in a position of chasing you. It's that sense of, I want to know I'm choosing, and I want to know that they're choosing back, and that's healthy. Okay? Ego says, I want to be chased. Some people insist they need it. Myself, personally, I'm more in a position of where you are. I want to know I'm choosing this, and I want to know I'm being chosen back. Because chasing sucks, because it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. And some of you understood that last fall, and it's like, I've identified the problem. I'm not going to chase. I'm not going to do it. You know, if something's either meeting me halfway or it's showing that it's interested in real development or it's not. You know, chasing is not fun. It starts out sexy and then it turns into something sour eventually. All right. All right, we have the letters U, W, X, and K. We also have the medallion of Taurus in the reverse, the keyword here being the incentivizer. Yeah, we got some incentive here. I would say so. It looks like you're getting good feedback on this, so we continue to invest in it, okay? But yeah, some of you might have some very strong Taurus in your chart, could be connecting to, and then also their season might be important too. We also have the snake in reverse. Nothing venomous here. No poisoning, nothing venomous. No poor intentions, no underlying intentions, no slithering in the grass, going under the radar. Nothing like that. It's not like that at all. This feels like a good case of pursuit, okay? But not chasing. All right, Libra, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Taurus and their person, please. Show me Taurus and their person. Show me Taurus and their person. Let's do one more. Let's see Taurus and their person, please. Okay. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board as I explain the intro. Reverse those energies as you see fit. Show me Taurus and their person. What's going on? The High Priestess. The Seven of Cups. 10 of Cups, cool, nice. The Chariot, the 3 of Cups, and Judgment. Oh, yeah. 8 of Pentacles, the Empress, and the 3 of Pentacles. Okay. Overview. You, King of Pentacles. Nice to see you, darling. A strong sense of practicality here. I am who I am. Quite stable. Thank you. I make good investments. I make sound investments. But above all, knowing thy self-worth, right? And thus, you invest accordingly. So very comfortably, you. Okay? Good job. Over here, though, you're showing me all the water, which is good. You might have some very strong water in your chart, but it's more about what you're doing on the inside, right? The High Priestess, 7 of Cups, the 10 of Cups. There is something here that you are trying to feel your way, literally trying to feel your way around. A soft, quiet, intuitive process about opening up emotionally. What does that mean, and how can I harmonize the situation? 10 of Cups, you want to know. It's in your feeling. And you're trying to pursue that feeling. You're not trying to cut it off. You're not trying to block it. You're just allowing yourself to feel. And that's wonderful. What your end goal there is, I don't know. But the idea is, intuitively speaking, you think or feel, rather, the operative word there is that I want to open up. And there's something here we want to open up towards in that respect of, can it be harmonized? The 10 of Cups. It's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful flow. Otherwise, you feel pretty good, you know? It doesn't look like it's too much of a pressing question. It's with you in spirit. Eventually, you'll answer it, okay? Allow yourself to continue to be guided. Now, that's interesting because someone here who's connected to you sometimes feel that they are spiritually guided and emotionally guided to connect with you. Hasn't quite taken effect yet. The Chariot, the 3 of Cups, and Judgment. So, there is an authentic emotion here showing up that says, I would like to connect, maybe reconnect with Taurus. 3 Cups is at the heart of the reading. But then Judgment. Is this right for me? So they feel pulled in your direction, and you're kind of searching outwards yourself. Okay. There's a question that resides here in the both of you, that you're both reaching out emotionally and trying to answer this. It's actually quite a beautiful process. It's subtle. It's very quiet. You're trying to feel your way towards something and get an answer. The bigger question is, can I harmonize with it? I got someone over here who is emotionally trying to open up and explore too, in connection to you. And is that right for them with Judgment? So it's like you're both pulling towards each other, roughly at the same time. Whether or not we know this person, I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and take a shot in the dark here and say yes, based on what I see here on the shared line, which is 8 of Pentacles, the Empress, 3 of Pentacles. To be clear, the both of you see each other as being highly productive. The both of you see each other as being highly competent. You both see each other as being someone of worthwhile and value. That is apparent for the both of you. There is some sense of pentacle exchange here that you two are familiar with. Again, there's a high sense of worthiness and generosity and a strong ability to work with each other that already kind of pre-exists. And it's showing up in the form of the tangible friendship, okay? And that's it. I really don't know much else. We need to get some advice because I'm not seeing anything here that's like off the page, explosive, or what the hell, or this is what went down. I'm not seeing any of that. What I'm seeing is that you are emotionally pulling outwards and you're trying to understand why and how can you connect to it. They're doing something similar, but it's in reflection to your energy. And they're kind of giving it up to judgment, or that sense of, is this correct? That's it. That's all I know. But you two are trying to meet emotionally, but it shows up as 3D practical, with a strong sense once more of mutual respect and mutual sense of worthiness on both sides. Okay? I got nothing else for you. Let's get some advice, because I don't. So here we have the proposal of it, and I can see it happening. I can. It's like, this is what I've been trying to connect to, and they're like, likewise. I don't know. Perhaps it presents itself as a fortuitous opportunity to work together. I honestly don't know. I mean, given your earth energy, the value of it is quite high, but practical in nature. It's just the initial presentation is some sort of constructive effort. We'll call it friendship for now, Don't know what else to call it. But you both showed me the emotional willingness to open up and explore. And you're both trying to connect to it, whether you know it or not. Okay. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please. Temperance. Yes, time has passed. Patience, healing, compassion. Ten of Cups. Yeah, there it is. All right. Healing within this inner circle, specifically the Star. And the Six of Pentacles. There it is again. There is that sense of, I've been doing some good healing. And you have. There's that Ten of Cups. And there's that sense, and practically speaking, you value good, healthy balances. Okay? But you're also seeing this balance as being constructive in nature, but also as part of your life. Ten of Cups. As part of the inner circle. And that's something you've been thinking about. There's that sense of emotional stability here, counting myself or someone else as part of my inner circle. When I look out upon the world, I'm glad that they're there, and they're part of my life, and I'm in theirs, right? To you, that's a healthy exchange that you would like to incorporate. It actually means quite a bit to you with the Star. Okay, so there's a sense of longevity attached to this, a vision that's further out, but it means a lot to you. It's almost like you're saying, it would mean a lot to me to have this connection in my life and balance with it and have it part of my inner circle. So I know that it's there and that it's functioning because, again, you're showing me a value system that says you appreciate strong, reliable balance systems that are just more than the practical 3D. You're saying it's part of my world, or I want it to be part of my world, okay? And this has come through temperance, time, patience, and healing. All right? So let's not, undermine what you've learned or what you've healed towards. It's there, it's beautiful, it's natural. In terms of a connectivity point, I honestly don't know. Because I do see how you want to bring this into the fold because you appreciate good, healthy balances. Nine of Pentacles. A Judgment. You're both reflecting your advice. They have a strong sense of self, strong sense of character, independent by nature. can do, experienced. Yeah, I can see that. You both reflect each other's value and worth very strongly. It's like, I know what you can do, you know what I can do, we know what we can do. So there's a very strong sense here of mutual respect. And it's coming from them too. In terms of timing, Judgment's here twice. So that's a no-go on that. No sense of timing. When it's supposed to be is when it's supposed to be. I know people hate that, but it's also a legitimate answer. You know, it's one of those things, I don't know if the judgment's tied to this situation or this person specifically, but there's that sense of, you know what you would like, or you're arriving to that conclusion, and they will too. So perhaps when you both know the same thing roughly at the same time, then there's the connectivity point. All right. But yeah, no, I think you two benefit well in each other's lives as part of the inner circle. You both look like stable and you bring a lot to the table in terms of contribution. After that, I don't know. You're just showing me an important thing that's from your point of view, and perhaps in time they understand the same, you know? It's interesting, I went for charms first. We have the letter Q, we have the letter F, we have the Medallion of Cancer, and then also Aquarius and Aries. 2 in the reverse, saying friendly as well as courageous. Okay, there might be some of that friendly energy around Aries season, possibly no later than Cancer season. You also might have any of these very strong placements in your chart, could be connecting to, or their season, like I said, might be important to you. Yeah, we have the arrow here of Sag also striking home, Cupid striking home. Yes, there could be a love element in here that I'm not quite seeing. It could be that that sets the platform for something later, okay, in terms of striking home today versus tomorrow. There is a sense of longevity principle I did see attached to you, but you may not know that yet, okay? Or the situation has yet to unfold in that direction. Right now it's just a mutual sense of respect and more than getting along, but being a healthy figure in each other's lives as a potential, yeah? Okay. What is? Let's get some oracles, please. Slow and steady truth. Eventually truth expression comes forward. Slow and steady. We're almost there then. So it's not too far out. Yeah, it's not too far out. The truth has a way of expressing itself sometimes slowly over time. But so long as we're ready and we're steady, we know what's up, right? We can't go wrong. Okay, cool. Big success. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a mutual sense of respect and accomplishment on both sides. I saw that right away. So there is a strong sense of appreciation. We should just be in each other's lives out of mutual understanding and respect. You know, I do well doing my thing, you do well doing your thing, but, you know, imagine if we were supporting each other's lives, something like that. But there's the opportunity here to celebrate success. Beautiful. Good job to both of you. All right, Taurus, honey, I know it's interesting because you both showed me emotion and then over here the practical application of who you are as people and how you seem to be better in each other's lives and mixing and mingling in there than not. You know, I'd rather be a support person in your life in this way than not. It's kind of like here, 2 heads are better than 1 because you both seem to be of outstanding natures in your own respective ways. So I just see the merging of those energies. You know, and what it is that you can bring to each other's lives, whatever the hell that means. I honestly don't know. But it looks good. It really is coming across as 2 heads are better than 1. Yeah, there's emotional space behind it. But it's done so in a healthy way. So I say good luck to the both of you, you know. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on, please, for Virgo? And their person, show me Virgo and their person, please. What's going on? Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. We're still explaining the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. What's going on for Virgo? Okay. All right. As I say, there's some blockage in there. 8 of Swords and the Fool. Hopefully not for much longer. Let's keep on. 5 of Cups, the 7 of Cups, and the 4 of Pentacles. I'll get to it. Queen of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Sun. Yes. Two of Wands. Decisions are being made as we speak. I'm not saying they're the easiest of decisions, but to your credit, you're trying to live in the moment, which is good. Work with what you have now. Okay, and just realize that you have your walls up for a reason. This is an active Seven of Wands. You've made that decision. You're saying, I'm exercising boundaries. This is self-protection. Eight of Swords, the Fool. There's something here you're working through, and you don't like the blind spots, so that's good. I see you actively trying to work through those blind spots, because it's not enough to just put a wall up. No, no, no. We need to understand why. Why do we feel the need to pull out the old boundaries there? Why do we feel the need to kind of get separation between ourselves and whatever else is going on? There's a reason why. So trust that instinct, okay? So even though if it doesn't make sense initially with the Eight of Swords, eventually here with the Fool, you'll open up and better understand why you did what you did. Just give yourselves the time, all right? And like I said, stay there in that space of this is what's happening now. And I think you've communicated your actions to the best of your abilities, which is good. It's not enough to just do a block, and we're trying to understand why. All right? So you're not just taking it for granted that you're correct or that is something. It's like, I got to work through this. Something about the situation isn't sitting with me. And I see why. Five of Cups, Seven of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Someone here is holding on. Yeah. They are holding on. It's not a surprise here. You know that, but it also doesn't necessarily feel good to you, and that's one of the reasons why you have a problem with it. Five of Cups, Seven of Cups. It's like saying in a very unflattering way, I want to talk about my upsets of the past and be open to the past only. And that doesn't give us a lot of room for inspiration. There's a lot of sense of negative attachment here from this person, either with you or from their own sense of past experiences that has nothing to do with you. But they kind of get lost in it. And while they struggle to open up with the Seven of Cups, they hold back a lot. So it's a contradiction. I want to feel better, but I'm not willing to give more to this to understand why. And that would be enough for anybody to be like, okay, boundaries. Okay, red flag. Okay. You're sad, you're upset. You say you're open, but you're not really. As soon as it gets into the subject of healing and me trying to be involved or help you, you give me a lot of excuses about why you can't let go. And, you know, it's kind of showing me it's like seduction of the past light. And Five of Cups can be very seductive. I'm sure you've heard me say that before. And by that I mean people can get lost to it. It's romanticizing like the pains of the past because we continue to live in it like it's present day. And that's going to be enough to tax on anybody. I don't care what the relationship is with you. If it's like a parent or a sibling or a romantic partner, someone who continuously lives through the emotions of the past and applies them copy paste in present day, you don't really have a relationship with them. You have a relationship with their unresolved past. And that's exhausting. That's going to be exhausting. So it's not really a coincidence then that you put your boundaries up. At some point you can only be so involved in someone's healing before they realize they're not taking it seriously. Or they're not seeing things for what they are. They're not making progress. So they haven't let you go, but then they haven't let go of the past either. Whatever their past is to them. Whether they accuse you of helping co-create that past that's painful, or it's just their own past that they brought in baggage in connection to you. Don't get me wrong, you know, sometimes baggage is lovely. Some people have very expensive baggage and it matches. You know, imagine a 20-piece set of Louis Vuitton. Yeah, we don't just part ways with that, right? We don't part ways with Louis so quickly. But then sometimes they realize, oh, no, that's a carpet bag from your grandma's attic and it's full of holes and it's not so fancy, it's not so pretty. In fact, you're carrying around generational stuff that has nothing to do with me. And I'm trying to help, but it's wearing on me now because we're not making progress here. So once more, I don't know what the connection is to you, but I don't disagree with what you did here. I don't. There's a big difference between helping somebody who wants to be helped and someone who's just like, you're still talking about that? You're still letting this affect you? So this is how far it went, though, is that I'm seeing this. Queen of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Sun. Yeah, you had to pull it back considerably and focus on you. So this, whatever this was, must have been quite exhausting. Because now you're showing, I really need to focus on me, and I feel that, and I'm in tune with it, and I'm trying to rediscover my joy and my happiness. So whether or not you completely cut this person off, I don't know. It's irrelevant to me, because you may not be done with this connection. You might try to keep the lines of communication open with them. I'm not telling you what to do. I just don't see a full-on shutdown of whatever this is either. But you get enough distance from it that you literally feel better. And that you understand you're your own person too, and that you are worth your own time, energy, and effort, and your own particular sense of quietness and focus of the self. Oh yeah, 1000%. So that tells me how draining this is and has been. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a relative like this, and there's just times I need to... I'm not saying you're not important. I'm not saying you're not important to me. I love you, and I support you. But at this point, I need some space and or distance, okay? You know, and who knows? Maybe next time we talk, you feel better. Maybe you have something more reflective. I don't know. But at some point, you know, it's best to be honest. To be honest, whenever we talk, you always have this one particular subject, and it never changes. So I respect what you're going through. You know, I'm here to talk. Except right now I need some space. And by talk, I mean if it's productive. Because, yeah, I don't see anything. There's no world here. There's no death. Now, they might show me on advice that that's something you do later down the road. But for now, no. It looks like you just are going to need to really focus on yourself. Okay? There's self-worth here. There's a strong sense of I know better. You intuitively feel it. And you also intuitively feel the sun. You know, so you need to focus on yourself a little bit. Okay, you might have overgiven to this. And that happens. It does. All right, let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please, for Virgo. Otherwise, yours was remarkably straightforward. I'm not going to lie to you, Virgo, honey. I mean, take it as it resonates. It doesn't feel intimate. It feels like something you are very acquainted with. Too acquainted with it, and you need to step back from it for a little bit, okay? But it's up to you. Tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. Tarot's proof, choice, not the absence of it. You know, it's either you're reading or it's not. That's all. High Priestess, some of you are very highly intuitive. 3 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. You really intuitively want to connect to stuff that makes sense. I understand, and your intuition is drawing you elsewhere to literally connect in some sort of social, emotional way with other people, other friends, other family members, something that's positive. You deeply feel the need to do this. I don't disagree with you. So part of your self-worth here, okay, and getting your own space is also allowing yourself to connect to that which does work. And there's a whole world in here that you have, the 10 of Pentacles, and you want to connect with that. So you're saying there is a world beyond this person, and I want to be part of that too. Not just focus on myself, but also the stuff that makes me happy. Because I feel like you really need a break from this one. And this suggests celebratory. I want to connect to people who celebrate me and our existence and life and the connectivity to it all, and community and engagement and resources and family and friends and network. Anything that's positive, we'll take that. Anything, and that includes the time you spend with yourself. Okay, so it's equal parts here. I think we need a break from this. Okay, we need a break from this. You know, especially if someone's not in the spirit or the mind or willingness to catch on to their own bullshit. It's going to be exhausting. It's going to be a one-way street. Imagine just like, here's a solution, that's not a solution. Here's a solution, that's not a solution. Here, I'm literally telling you what the solution is, that's not a solution. So as much as our good influence is there and our intent is there, honestly, people aren't going to see a solution. They're not going to hear what's going on until they're ready to. You know? If ever. But yeah, no, I think your advice here is pretty straightforward. 3 of Pentacles, yeah. The Tower. Yeah. So, you know, we kind of realize this isn't very friendly. And it hits you. As a Tower, this gotta be a friend. Guys, this gotta be someone you know. And I'm sorry that they always feel like this, but you realize this isn't very friendly. You're right. Friendship implies that the two of you have room to express yourself and contribute in a way that's positive. No, you're saying this isn't friendship. Yeah, I agree. So this might be a friend, but they're not a friend right now. Okay? You're right, this isn't friendship. This is friendship. It connects positively, healthy, and is encouraging. Okay? Oh, that includes the relationship you have with yourself, of course. Yeah, no, this isn't friendship. You're right. You're right. No, I don't... You know, yeah, that's a very insightful Virgo I'm looking at. Good. All right. I mean, you know, you can lead a horse to water, honey, but you can't make it drink. And someone's not going to realize they have a perpetual issue until they're ready to realize it. Growth over the summer. Some of you had some major growth spurts, if you will, last summer or this upcoming summer. You know, beautiful. Messages, dreams, and speak your truth. Yeah, you've been getting messages about this. It's time to speak up or speak your truth. And if they absorb it, great. If they don't, if they reject it, also not your problem. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's for some of you. Not everybody's going to be comfortable with that advice. All right? We have the letters R, D, and I. We have the medallion of Leo. Some of you have some very strong Leo in your chart. Could be connecting to, or the season might be important to you. And then we have the unicorn in the upright. Aw, magical. Yeah, you believe in magic. Yeah, I can see that you deeply appreciate the intuitive process. That doesn't necessarily mean that you think it's a magical experience, but for some of you, you do. It's like life is magic or life's too short. And, you know, there is that sense of uniqueness attached to you, and you want to, I don't know, you want to celebrate what exists. Okay. Unicorn's interesting. I like how it applied to you today. Okay, Virgo, honey. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Capricorn. And their person, please. Show me Capricorn and their person. What's going on? Show me Capricorn and their person, please. What's going on? Well, sorry. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, right? But as I say in the intro, reverse those energies as you see fit. Knight of Cups, Four of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. King of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. Yeah. What's going on? Two of Wands, the Lovers, and the Page of Swords. Oh, I'm not so convinced. Overview, Ace of Wands. Okay. Ace of Wands. Yeah, you're showing me energy that suggests, spike, activity, confidence, passion, And I see you here, romantically, it looks like pursuing a relationship, but you're not putting all of yourself into it. It's like you pull it back a little bit with the Seven of Swords and the Four of Wands. It's like, man, there's times you just want to pour all this brilliant energy into there. You're inspired, you're passionate, you're turned on, you have hope, right? And the Knights of Cups, there it is. Oh, expression of vulnerability and romanticism. And it just, it feels good. It feels inspiring. But then you pull it back. Seven of Swords. It's like you distrust it a little bit. Is this a relationship, though? Seven of Swords, Four of Wands. Pulls it back. A little bit of distrust there. It's kind of like saying, yeah, I got feeling for this. I'm not saying I don't, but is it a relationship? And I was like, why? Why is he showing me that? I can kind of see why. King of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Six of Wands. That energy is coming across a little bit. It's coming across as stable, yes, but a little bit cocky, a little bit self-assured. And I don't know what it is, but it's putting you off a little bit. You know, now don't get me wrong. People have this Six of Wands. When people show me that confidence, yeah, it's usually because they've done something that suggests I have a right to be seen. Job well done. I did my bit. You know, I earned this recognition. You've shown me the Six of Wands many times. And like all things in tarot, it really comes down to what we do with the energy. So there's job well done, bravo, cheers, cheers from the crowd. And then there's, ego. And ego is part of human existence. There's healthy ego and there's positive ego. This person's showing, I think, a little bit of positive and negative ego. It's showing me a mix of both. So they put a lot of good energy into their Ten of Pentacles. I'm not saying that they don't. They've earned a lot. They've done a lot. They've achieved a lot. A sense of stability and harmony and, growth. Just growth. Whatever it is they're connected to. You know, whatever it is they're connected to, they've done a good job of it. I'm not saying they don't deserve the recognition, but they do come across a little bit as cocky. Yeah. Perhaps an overachiever, or they're just very, very proud of their foundation. And that's fairly extensive. As you know, you're an earth sign. You can appreciate that, right? What we're connected to and why, our environment. It goes well beyond personal home, career, and finances. It's everything. It's resources, it's connection, it's connectivity, it's community, it's all those things. You know? But yeah, it's a little cocky. It's like, but this is also my achievement. So it's a mix of healthy ego and maybe a little showy-offy ego. Two of Wands, the Lovers, Page of Swords. To be clear, we're not certain. Neither one of you is very certain. You're both showing me a certain level of apprehension about the strength of this connection. Is it very strong? Because it appeals to you. It appeals to you in one way and it appeals to them in another. And I think the way you're showing me how it appeals to me, does it match up to how it appeals to them? Page of Swords, Two of Wands. We need more insights on this. I have to agree. Given their energy, it's kind of like, I deserve this connection, I've earned it, or I deserve to be seen in it. And you're like, I'm in it for a relationship. Knight of Cups and the Four of Wands. But then you pull it back. So while you have the initial fire to be attracted to this, you don't know if it's going to go much further or that you should invest more feeling, more positive emotion there, love, and a sense of stability with the Four of Wands. Just because I'm attracted to it doesn't mean it's a keeper. And they're like, I'm attractive and I'm a keeper. Look at what I've done. But they're also not showing me heart. So I can definitely see where you two are looking at each other like, I don't know about you. And they're kind of like, well, not being connected to you is naturally an extension of what I've earned. So I can see why. It's the attraction's there, but you kind of want reassurance that this is worth building into. And they're like, I know what's worth building into. And my attraction carries me far. My passion carries me far. From their point of view, that's true. But you don't know if you want to put all of yourself into it. Because it's like, okay, we're strongly attracted to each other, but does that mean we're meeting eye to eye over the same values or same quality of how a relationship is built? Because it's something I say all the time. Four of Wands is how two people build into it. You want to build into it passion, yes, but also love, the authentic self. And they're like, it's an extension of what I've done. So if I have a strong connection, it's because I've earned it. So, yeah, right now we're not meeting in the same space at the same time in terms of why you two are agreeing to connect to this at all. Like I said, it needs more insight, but that would also imply that you need more time to invest in it to find out. And that may not be something that you're interested in. Let's get some advice, please. Don't get me wrong, I respect an achiever, but there's also something to be said for achieving emotional maturity too. A lot of people approach relationships in terms of status. This is what is a good reflection of me, or is my equal, or whatever their value system is. That doesn't mean they know how to build emotionality with somebody. That means they've been very successful in other areas of their life because their passion and or ambition has taken them far. But that's no guarantee that you can secure someone's heart space. So if you can't talk emotion, and if you can't express emotion, and if you can't invest from that point of view, and only from that point of view, this is either success or it's not, there's something missing there. So I'm not trying to discredit this person's resume. It looks very strong. They've clearly done a lot. Their fire works well for them. But like you, I'm concerned that this is being experienced and built into from one point of view, and that could just be the passion. It's going to take more experience with it to find out. The thing is, do you want to spend that kind of time? You know? It's like, yeah, the initial fire, that was obvious. That was obvious. But you're like, there's a point where, and I agree with you, the interest level that is passion is going to end and the heart space should take over, you know? Attraction's easy. Folks, attraction's very easy. That doesn't mean it sustains. Fire burns. But if you don't feed it, eventually, yeah, that flame's going to go out. So, point is, should you bother feeding this particular flame? I bet, you know what though? I bet when it's fun, it's fun. And I bet when it's sexy, it's sexy. I bet it is though. I bet it really is. Are you two seeing eye to eye as a strong connection? You get their approach, but do they get yours? Okay, let's get some advice, please, for Capricorn. Seven of Wands, there's the boundaries, Eight of Swords, and the Sun. Yeah, you're very unclear about what it is for this person that constitutes happiness. Don't get me wrong, the Sun is still fire, as we know. It's still a fire element, but it also suggests warmth. That consistently warms us day after day. Consistently makes us happy day after day. We can rely upon it as the sun will come out, you know? That's the Sun. 7 Wands, Eight of Swords, the Sun. Yeah, there's a lot of misgivings in there, a lot of doubts. You are strongly tempted to put boundaries up because there's a lot of question around the idea of happiness and are we on that same page? And it's kind of like, until I know, perhaps I should put my walls up. That's a choice, yes. Just at some point we got to get clear with ourselves if we want to continue to try with this and to understand if maybe eventually you two have same page compatibility or what. Okay, so I agree with your temporary measure there. I do. But it's not necessarily a long-term concept. I know you're attracted to this, honey. But you can't deny that the question's back there. Okay. I think if you just wanted to have fun with this, you'd know by now. You know? I think you want more from it. I know you do. But that's either your reading or it's not. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You're trying to tell me what you're experiencing. Justice, the Fool, and Temperance. Yeah. There's a sense of, I want to give this a fair shot. Okay? And it's nothing I can't heal from. It's true. Justice, the Fool, and Temperance. You know what? I'm a patient Capricorn. I'm a steady Capricorn. You are. If it's correct for me, I'll open up towards it. If it's not, I'll recover from it. And I think that's actually an incredibly healthy point of view. Yeah. You haven't gone so far into this that it would make recovery from it impossible. Or very difficult, I should say. But you haven't gone so far into it that you feel comfortable with an answer yet. So it's kind of like I was saying, we're going to have to stick around a little more to find out, because right now you still have very small points of view towards each other. Okay? They might have more potential to them, but it requires more time to find out, you know? And do they have more potential to you than just my connection to Capricorn is a direct reflection of all my hard-earned efforts? Gosh, Cappy. But looking at your cards here, despite your initial reaction here, I'm not sure, and I'm kind of tempted to block or put walls up. The bigger part of you that's balanced and capable and knows you got this suggests, you know what, if I want to open up because it feels right, I will. And if I don't, I'm okay with that too. Yeah, I understand your confusion and your apprehension. I got it, but yeah, tell me what you want to do. I get it, you know. Gosh, you must be past that initial point of contact and you can still feel its fiery appeal, but you're very hesitant about its emotional prospects. Hot and cold. Yeah, it's a lot of hot. That's the problem. And because you realize it's a lot of hot, you can't help but feel a little cold towards it. How much can I open up towards this really and feel safe or comfortable? Okay, yeah. It's a hot and cold. And truth, expression, and open up about what it... Okay, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. You're at the beginning stages, grant you. But you have... That's what I'm saying. I got you at a very tricky space here. Of the initial contact is over, but you're at that point now of wondering how much can you open up towards this. So I would actually recommend directly saying that. And that dialogue, by the way, I was going to get to this eventually, is much easier accomplished than you might think. So here we have the expression of truth and open up about it. And how might that go? Just as an example, very lightly, very quickly. You know, we connected, and I have to admit, and I think you experienced this too, the chemistry was instant. It's pretty amazing. You got my attention real quick. Woo! But we're at that point where I'm wondering, can I open up to you? You know? Because I got feelings. And I'd like to express those feelings, but I'm wondering if you are open to that. Are you welcoming of that? You know? There you go. That's it. Some variation of that. But yeah, I mean, open up about what's been on your mind. And it's like, oh no, I want to build into this for sure. I want to open up my heart too. I've thought about it. There you go. It's like, I'm just looking to have fun. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. I'm not looking for anything serious. Okay, when somebody says that, take them at their word always. Don't try to manipulate yourself into believing otherwise. When somebody tells you that level of truth, accept it. I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm just looking to have some fun. Okay, you got your answer. There you go. That's either something you can agree with or you can't. There you go. Either way, just be honest, open up about it, and that should clear up most things for you. Okay? All right. Long story short, honey, I think you just don't want to feel like you're being played. And you got to know of something if you want to continue to try and open up towards it. We have the letters T, P, K. We have the medallion of Sag. In the reverse, the keyword here being optimist. Some of you have some very strong Sag in your chart. Could be connecting to. Or their season, might be important to you. We had the seashell of Cancer. Trying to listen to your feelings actively, which is good. Okay, so you're actually probably more prepared for this conversation than you might realize, especially since you got that first hint, if you wonder if you should block this or just step away from it. Yeah, so good job listening to yourself, but also understanding that you can handle this. You can handle this. And then we have the infinity loop. You're looking for a healthy feedback loop here. With the infinity loop, it perpetuates, and it feeds back on itself in a healthy way. What you give is what you get. What you give, but in a healthy way. All right? Yeah, I know. That's what you're looking for. Cappy, honey, I hope this helped you. I have to admit, it's very attractive. You know that. They know it too. So just make sure they understand that you want to open up, but you're apprehensive about it. Is this going to have more context? Or are you looking to be a part of something that has more context? Because even though you're sexy, you're cute, but I'm looking to connect with someone I can actually open up with. Just get to the point. Yeah, be honest, you'll be fine. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Scorpio and their person. Show me Scorpio and their person, please. Show me Scorpio and their person. Right. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board as I explain that intro, reverse the energies as you see fit. Show me Scorpio, please. Okay. Hey, the world. Okay. 4 of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Good job. All right. Justice. 2 of Cups and the King of Wands. Someone supports your decision. Excellent. 3 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Cool. That's really cool. The High Priestess, you are on this. You are on this. It may not seem like it, but you're on it. You're on the case. Right? Here's that Scorpio energy. Right. You got your detective hat on, you've got your monocle, and you're really looking at something from the intuitive process. You're on the case, honey. You're very close to your own natural conclusion. And I mean very close. So close you can kind of taste it. You're like, I think I see where this is going. And you do. You do. Intuitively, though, it's there. It's on point. Like I said, you're on the trail. The World, Four of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. It's from a very practical point of view. You're going, right. When the time's right, I'm going to close this out. Oh! Yes. In the meantime, you're going to hold on to it for reasons of what looks like more so practical decisions. This is a practical thing you're showing me. It's not really personal. It might be personal to you, but you're showing me your conclusion of it is one of practical nature. So you might have some very strong earth in your chart, but honestly, I'm just getting, I've thought about this, and from the point of view of investment, responsibility, household, investment theory, payback, return. Okay. I think I've held on to this long enough. I'm going to hold on to it a little longer. But when I'm ready, I'm going to let it go. There's something here that it hasn't been fully complete yet. So that world is pending, and you're honing in on that. You're honing in on this whole process. At what point are you going to be comfortable letting this go? Again, from a practical point of view. So it could be that a financial decision is here. Business decision, home, practical decisions are here as well, but it's been weighing on you. But what I like is that you're listening to yourself, okay? So you'll be doing some sort of pruning here that when it's time to close this door, you're going to close it, and you'll close it with confidence, knowing once more that it was the right thing for you. And it's also a reflection of self-worth. So when people show me from a place of self-worth, I should probably close this out. It's not profitable. It's not going well. It's costing me time, energy, and effort. It's costing me more to hold on to this than to continue to maintain it, etc. There you go. That is what you call practical-based reasoning and logic. So it's there. I have someone here who's like, yes. It's making me chuckle because it shows up as very supportive, very loving. I don't know who this is to you, but Justice, Two of Cups, King of Wands. They're like, yep. Whatever you think is best. I don't know if it's whatever you think is best, babe. It could be personal. It could be intimate. It could be someone who's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. 1,000%. It's just Justice, Two of Cups, King of Wands. Yeah, no, they really do support you. They really do support this decision, and they're looking at it with you, and they're saying, oh, no, you would know what's best here in this situation. If that's what you want to do, I support it. You're saying it looks like they're saying in reflection to your decision, it looks like a balanced decision. But yeah, their support here is in a place of love. So it's a dead center reading. Two of Cups, though, doesn't have to be intimate. It can be anyone whom you share an emotionally balanced relationship with. Okay? But it's coming across as support. They're very enthusiastic. And they're saying it's what's best for you or for the situation, but it's looking like it's what's best for you. So they're bouncing that decision back on you. And it looks good. Three of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, there's this idea of I'm doing what's right for me. And it looks like you're going to take your investment into a new direction that you're really excited about. You've already started actually putting work into it. So this is very normal for Scorpio's overlapping tendencies. While you begin the prep work for closing this thing out and meeting its particular conditions, like I told you once in one of your readings, you'll even go so far as to have dates that you start carving out and parameters because you really like things in detail, right? So long as it's under our sense of control or design, the more we tend to do well. So it's just in that respect of this is my function, this is me, this is a me thing. And that's what you're showing me over here. Three of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So not only are you deciding what you're closing out, you're also deciding what you're going to start investing in. And it looks like something that's going to lend a little better to who you are, your skills, your experiences, your own sense of practices. I don't know, but you're actually happily putting work into it now, bringing it together now. Three of Cups. So it looks like I said, we're overlapping. Something here's closing out and something else you've begun the process of investing in. And it feels good. The more you connect to it, the more you like it, which tells you you're on the right track. The point is that don't lose tune with yourself. And also, I love your support energy here. They look very enthusiastic. And again, that sense of, well, this seems correct. I like that. And I like how you're already showing me enthusiasm to something else that you're connecting to. It doesn't look romantic here in the Three of Cups context at all. It looks like I'm in the process of investing in me in a new way, and I'm bringing that together now. And it feels light. It feels celebratory. It almost feels a little easy, right? I like that. I like how it's coming together for you, and a very easy kind of starting out function. You've already gotten support about it, so that's good. You've already gotten good feedback that what you're doing here is a good thing, and you want to keep that going. But yeah, whatever this is you're closing out, it's methodical in nature. It's practical. And it honestly just looks like a good business practice, if I'm being honest with you. It really does. Okay. But Scorpio, I'm already telling you something that you probably already feel. And that's if you resonate. It was really straightforward. It was very simple today. I appreciate that. There is something to be said about very simple readings. This indeed was a check-in. I hope I didn't disappoint you all. But I never know. This kind of reminds me, by the way, because collectives, I see their energies in waves, which can drive people absolutely crazy when someone's already making progress in some other area of their life where they have a different focus or concentration and the energy or the collective energy is way behind where that person is. Okay, I understand that, but also energetic waves. So I remember one of the energetic waves Scorpio had last year strongly. I swear I want to mark it for a 2-month, maybe a 3-month interval. It was career focused, like wall to wall, pentacle energy all the time. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But I'm not going to lie. Natives are getting restless, right? Everybody else was like, I'm trying to look at love stuff right now. Where's the love stuff? Because it was wall-to-wall pentacle for weeks. And that was last year. Yeah. But I liked it. I liked it because I definitely resonated at several points on that timeline, you know. But, so it's kind of reminding me of that, that Scorpio's like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm about. I feel like I've tuned back into that group a little bit. But who knows? Who knows what will be on the next check-in? Who knows what will be on your next short? I never know. I never know. So people who get tired of that one topic that keeps coming up, yeah, that's a continuation of collective energies. It's not done playing out. Don't even get me started. Some of you have been with me a long time and you remember that lover snafu Scorpio got caught on for months too. It was a bunch of unrequited nonsense for months. Scorpio was trying to work through it and the other person was tiptoeing, trying to get back into the sphere of it, and they just couldn't or wouldn't fully step into it. And Scorpio was like, oh, well, I guess I got to recover and heal. And those are ever so tiresome. But it was honest. That was honest. That's what happened for a long time. Like, I'm just going to tell you, I read what's here, not what isn't. So this was nice. This was really nice. And also just a reminder, folks, that when you get tired of that collective energy, check your other placements, especially if you feel you've outgrown, at least for now, that collective energy. It's just not where you're at. Okay, check your other placements. Any advice, please? 8 of Cups. Yeah, 5 of Swords to 7 of Swords. There's something about this situation that makes you just feel bad. It makes you, or puts you in mind of self-sabotaging tendencies. And once we're aware of that, we have kind of an obligation to report it to ourselves. It's like, you know what? Whatever this is I'm currently doing here, not only is it low functioning, I feel obligated to hold on to it, and it's not even giving me that much. Practically speaking, is this the best use of our time, energy, and effort, and P.S. self-worth? And the answer here is a resounding no. No. Your heart's not in it, and your mind isn't in it either. And 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, aren't we tired of acting like we're involved in this? And we're not. Aren't you tired of acting like you care about whatever this is, and you don't? So, again, but it's not harsh. The way you're closing this out is actually quite thoughtful. So there in you recognizes that part that you need to part ways with this peacefully because it's the good thing to do. But first we have all this recognition of the absolute state it has worked you into for I don't know how long. It's not pretty though. There's the real truth. There you go. There you go. But like I said, overlapping here, you've already invested in something that started feeling good, and it seems to speak to you very well in terms of experience. All right. Justice, it's technically correct. Strength, beautiful. Knights of Pentacles. Yeah, you're heading in this direction because it feels good, not because it feels wrong. And this is definitely not a situation where you're having to bully yourself to stay into it and continue to make, I'm assuming, income from this. I don't know. some level of responsibility that you have towards closing out this cycle. But you're not having to bully yourself to stay in it and continue to contribute to it or hold on to it. So a good, again, self-worth. And that puts you in a position then of understanding the direction you should be in. And it actually gives you strength of will, strength of resolve. It's good. It does well for you. Justice. Excellent. Very good. Cool. I like this person here. They're just like, yeah, absolutely, totally, 1000%. But it's coming from a good place of support and understand. In fact, this is one of the people that helped point things out to you here with Justice. Oh, patience. Yeah, I know. Yeah, patience. I know, not our favorite word. What do you mean? Patience. You can't just launch right into it. No, not everything can. It's taking you a while to close this out. It's going to require some patience, that's all. It's a good thing, though. It's a good thing. Patience. And this person might even be reminding you, patience, Scorpio. Okay? We want to close this out the right way. And not we, as in they're affected by this. This is someone who supports it. Once more. It's nice when we have good quality people supporting our decisions. Ghosted. Epiphany, breakthrough. Again, this is going back to what we've been avoiding. The fact that you feel so emotionally numb towards this, it's a form of ghosting. Whatever this is, you don't attach to it. And then you've been forcing yourself to keep accepting it. Running contrary to self-worth, which again, once more, you're now in the process of counter-correcting. So that's where the ghosting is coming from, is that 8 of Cups. You've ghosted from this. It doesn't come across as relationship, and that's fine. You know, not everything's a relationship, right? Okay, it's not a wish fulfillment to you. It flew out in reverse. This is not what you want. This is what you want. You're connecting to it already for the Scorpio I'm looking at. Continue to do so. It's correct. Okay. We have the letters E, M, G, O. We have the spider in reverse. Yeah, there's something here we're not trying to build a web around or be caught in by. Yeah, I got you. The spider web is a powerful thing in terms of its metaphor, its importance, its significance to life. Think of it as your 10 of Pentacles. Do you want to build your whole web around this? Because what you catch in it largely depends on how well you built in it. You know? Some of you just aren't trying to build a web around this anymore or feel trapped by it. Hey, we have the Medallion of Cancer. It's in the reverse, the keyword of being imaginative. Some of you are very imaginative, or you have some very strong Cancer in your chart. Could be connecting to, or their season might be important to you. I think we're done. It's good. It was great. It was straightforward. I like it. You know yourself. You know your sense of worth. Cool. I like this a lot. I don't know, this doesn't, I'm sorry guys. Somebody's giving you strong support bro vibes right here. And they do love you. It's just, I'm not convinced it's intimate, and it doesn't need to be. It really doesn't need to be. But I like this. It kind of gives you that bolstering sense of confidence. You got this. It's correct. But it comes from a good place. So it's honest. I like this. Anyway, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Great job. I like this. I hope it helped. Like I said, put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. And once more, happy birthday. What is up, Pisces? Show me Pisces and their person. What's going on? There you are, right on the split, darling. Looking at you. Some of you are feeling quite comfortable with yourself these days. Beautiful. Some of you might simply be a homebody too. I was like, I'm going to use my season to just kind of be quiet and stay at home. I'm a homey kind of fish, you know? That's cool. I get it. What's going on? Show me. Pisces and their person. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, right? But as I explained in that intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. What's going on? Let's see, Pisces. What's going on? Yeah, Page of Swords. Okay, Six of Swords. Oh, yeah, person. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no. Okay. Devil. Six of Cups. Three of Wands. Oh. Okay. It's fair. I can't say it's not. The Chariot. Yes, I got it. The Hermit. Cool. Cool. I'm not saying any of this is easy. I'm not trying to minimize it. What I am saying is it's really logical over here. Yes, there's spiritual influences. Yes, there's a lot of lessons here. Yes, there's emotional coaxing and emotional detachment simultaneously. So I'm not trying to minimize it. I know it's a stew pot of things, but at the end of the day, I'm looking at a Pisces who's like, I know what's up. I got it. And to be honest with you, you've been opening to this feeling of I got it with the Fool. You want to move past this. You really do. And it's not meant to be a you to this person. It's kind of like, I just want to get on with my life. And people say that all the time. They say it all, but saying is one thing and living is another. And you're a Pisces who's not just talking about it, you're living it, and you're trying to. And it's almost like you're challenging yourself too, but an appropriate, healthy challenge. I say I'm moving on. Let's live it, man. Let's do this. Let's move on. I want to open up to other things. I want to be the Fool and mean it. I want to open up to a new beginning and mean it. Whatever that new beginning is, whatever it means to you, honey. Whatever it means to you. The point is that you're showing me mental and spiritual preparedness around the subject. You were talking about it, and now you're like, it's time to live it. And I see that. Here's the graduation of thought. Here's the literal graduation of thought between making your feeling and your thinking and actuality. Page of Swords to Six of Swords. We're giving more and more thought to this idea of moving on, moving forward, and what does that mean? How do we do that? And the more you tackle your own question, the better you feel, the Empress. You feel more empowered. It's kind of like when I force myself to not just think about moving on. Force yourself, that's the wrong word. But when I don't just sit there and think about moving on and I actually apply it, I feel like a whole new person. I feel like a whole new Pisces. I feel empowered, yes. Yes, because the idea of just moving on isn't just sitting with you, you're actually applying it. Big difference between people who are like, I don't want to move on, and they actually allowing themselves to. And that is an allowance. You can't just say it and hope moving on will be delivered unto you miraculously without any work or any sense of doing anything. You have to live it. And it starts with pieces. You showed me a piece, and then that piece graduated into a larger idea. And now, boom, there you are, the Empress. For those of you who you're tired of the thought of moving on and you want to live it, now's your time. Now is your time, boo-boo. Now is your time, babe. You got this. Believe in it. Believe in that piece. It's not just a thought that blows away with the wind. It's a reality. You want to move on, do it. You don't have to take on the whole world at once, but at least you can give yourself the steps to get out the front door and stop looking backwards. Because you're tempted to look backwards. I know. That's part of the emotional draw over here. Every now and again you catch yourself looking backwards. Okay, fine. We all do. That's what history is. Okay? If we occasionally look back, if we occasionally don't look back, we're going to repeat the past. But if you look too far at the past, then you're living in it. Being alive means you got to walk the line there. So you kind of decided to launch yourself forward and mean it. You feel it. You're connecting to it. And like I said, you're much better for it, the Empress. Over here, they cannot say the same. There's someone who's dedicated a big part of their energy in waiting for you. I strongly disagree with it only because waiting has it's poisonous. There's a big difference between hope, but people often conflate it with waiting. If I really want to hope for this, I have to be willing to wait. It works out in the movies, on television. In reality, not so much. You're doing what they can't, or at least they refuse to now. Will they always be like this? Probably not. I hope not. Goodness knows. People can get lost to waiting and spend the whole life waiting for someone to come back around, for a connection to show back up, for the miracle. I believe in miracles, but I also believe that most miracles exist, happen, because we open ourselves up to them. You're trying to open yourself up to not just thinking I want to move on, but living it too. And you're experiencing what feels like spiritual miracles. Success. Empowerment. I did it. I didn't think I could do it, but I did it. I'll be darned. Yeah, feels good, right? They cannot say the same. They made it clear they're waiting and they're not going anywhere. If not directly clear to you, then by their own kind of essence alone. The Devil, Six of Cups, Three of Wands. This person's deeply attached to you, but that's not an excuse. It's not. A healthy Six of Cups says that even though you and I are apart, I take the memories with me, I take the connection with me, and I take it to a good place. I thank this connection for what it was, even if it must part ways with me. But no, it's not going anywhere. It's like I'm right here where you left me. And that's a choice. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. Okay? That's a choice. And that's why I strongly, you can spend years of your life with that kind of attitude. Because I love you, I refuse to move or budge. It's a distinct absence of self-love. But that's projected onto someone else. It's like I can only find my love in you. And from their point of view, they're not wrong. Because they don't feel it in themselves. They had to put it out there onto someone else. So until we learn that, understand it, and heal from it, they'll stay right there. You, once more, do not have this issue. It's no wonder you probably thought maybe once upon a time you could never move on. I'm sure you shared that energy with them too, once upon a time. Six of Cups has a way of going way back. It's hard. It's hard when you know someone that well emotionally and you got the memories knocking around. And I'm sure you did your time with that devil energy and waiting and thinking that there was something worth waiting for. But that's not where you are today. So pay attention to where you are today. I hope that one day they can follow suit. But there's some die-hard waiters out there. It sucks. It sucks, actually. They have my sympathy. The Chariot, Death, the Hermit. At least for your part, you know you shall not move forward on this. But you also recognize that your concept of healing is not done. It will never be complete. However, whatever this was that your heart used to fly out to has transformed you a great deal, particularly in your respect to healing and how you perceive yourself, specifically your pathway, what you're doing and why. So you kind of see this connection for what it is. Influence. Change. And if you can see that, then you can kind of part ways with it a little more peacefully. And that's ideal. If we must part ways with a soul bond or anything kind of special or unique connection, that we're able to think it on our way out the door. You know, I'm not saying forgive it. If there's anything to forgive, that's up to you. That's a personal choice. But if you've done your job, a big part of moving on recognizes the kind of thankfulness that existed. Memories were made in there. Love was exchanged in there in some way. It may not have been intimate. I don't actually know what their relationship is to you. Six of Cups could be anybody whom you know in a long time. And the point is that it changed you and you see it and you recognize it. And you give it respect that it deserves because you're worth the respect of recognition. So the more you realize you've changed and healed, you respect and honor the past while you also simultaneously respect and honor your sense of future. One is not lost to the other. Right now, this person's future is their past and it has nowhere to go. So I'm not sure why I'm seeing them today, except if you wanted to know how they were, if they're okay. No, they're exactly where you left them, or they left themselves, I should say, ownership. And that's their choice. That is a choice. To wait is a choice. And if you get yourself twisted up in the process, that's the consequence of waiting when you know you shouldn't. But we got to learn that some way, sometimes the hard way. I don't think this person's irredeemable. I don't think they're damned. No. I'm just thinking they haven't learned what you haven't yet. I hope one day they do. Okay? Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please. But yeah, for your part, you both share in this respect that your heart no longer goes towards them. It's been transformed. And it's also in that sense of they won't move towards you either. So you share that But I sincerely doubt they've caught up to where you are in healing. But hopefully one day they can share that energy too. No. Seven of Cups, Judgment. I got a lesson here in feelings, of course. Five of Wands. Hopefully, you know, the sooner we can work through this, the sooner we can alleviate that sense of lesson. You know, the more you fight your feelings, the more you get what you get. How you rejected feelings or your openness towards them is what you're going to pay for later. So again, something I say all the time, I wish people would take it seriously. You will pay interest for things that you do and things that you don't do. So make sure that what you do is good so you can get good interest. Or you can get bad interest and it can be just as high. So someone has a lesson here, an overdue one, in fighting their feeling. What they did not allow themselves to receive then, they're making up for now. And that sucks. It comes back. Someone spent a lot of time rejecting how they feel, listening to themselves, and therefore, in a way, fought with you. And as a result, we're sitting here now with the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and I can't move, I can't change. Queen of Swords, the Tower, Seven of Wands. At some point, someone made the active decision to block this, and it was harsh. Yes, that was harsh. I synced it. I'm assuming it was you. Queen of Swords, the Tower, Seven of Wands. There's the acceptance of a cold, hard truth, and it hurt. It hurt like hell, especially the delivery of it, but then so too was the knowledge that prompted it. Somebody realized something hard, and then therefore used that knowledge. And said, there's no reason to defend yourself against this anymore. There's no reason to fight against this anymore. Don't worry about it. And it was cold. But so too, again, was the information that was informing the person who did a tower on this one. Okay? So you've covered a lot of territory since that moment in time. That's the big takeaway here. You're ready. You're learning that you're ready. Empowerment for you is right around the corner. You should already start feeling the etchings of it. And you will continue to heal, and you will give this connection that credit. This changed me. But for the better. Okay? Maybe for them one day too. I don't know if it's obsessive, but it's a little bit emotionally obsessive, yes. The masculine, someone, you know, I hate saying that in the negative because all energies, masculine, feminine, that's just how things are divided up in tarot and oracles, etc. It's a short vehicle for a lot of energy, so it gets described thusly. You know, the masculine here was largely that sense of, I can't, no, I have to be strong. Emotions make me vulnerable. Well, look how vulnerable you feel now. You feel like a sitting duck. I can't do anything. I can't change. You know, somebody was too strong-willed, refused to open up to emotions when they had the chance. The other person moved on or called them out on it first, and it's been hurting ever since. A little too strong. Fate, there it is again, apology. Somebody owes themselves an apology first and foremost. But there's that tower. Somebody had the Let me be clear. It's my job to read the cards. Okay? It is my job to read the cards. That's what's here. You see it for yourself. Fate, i.e. the tower, an apology. Someone felt they were too strong to apologize. It's coming back to bite them in the ass now. Okay? I'm not saying you'll ever get an apology. Don't misconstrue me. I do not advocate, okay, this sense of false closure. I will always insist closure begins with the self, as most things do. But that's the element for this person. In order to give themselves closure, somebody had the opportunity for apologize for being a stubborn idiot, not knowing when and where and how to apologize or reveal their feelings. And that's that particular sense of closure here that's missing, I think, for this person. But because they didn't, because they refused to, they're sitting there with that negativity, eating away. And that's the interest. I don't know why you got such a distinct hit with that apology, except my first thought was the apology they owed themselves, and then maybe by extension to you. But that's not for you to hang around and find out. Okay? The Pisces I'm looking at, if there was an apology owed or an explanation of feelings owed, you are well past that point of expecting to receive it anymore because you've moved on. Okay? You understand? I don't like it when people say, oh, you probably one day they'll pay. Okay, I read what's here, not what isn't. But I can't deny there is an apology here that could have made the difference between a tower and a not tower. Okay? There was an emotional expression here that if we weren't so busy fighting it, we might have been smart enough to realize it instead of doubling down on this sense of I have to be strong, no vulnerability here. Strength is an apology. Strength is in the expression of feeling. Somebody don't see it that way. If I apologize, that's an admission of being wrong, and I can't have that. Well, then you ain't going to have much else. Look at where you are now. It's pretty fucking uncomfortable. Know when to apologize. God knows I've done it in some very uncomfortable situations, but you know, it's what I owed myself. And now that sense of owing is gone. When you fuck up, know it, own it, you know? Okay, we have one letter, C. We have the medallion of Virgo. You might have some very strong Virgo in your chart. Could be connecting to, or their season might be important to you. We have the dragon in reverse. There's nothing here to pursue. No sense of anger. No nothing. No fire-breathing techniques here. No. It's not like that. And the butterflies in reverse. The refusal to transform. I got it. And then here we have the arrow of Sag, Cupid's arrow. For some of you, this represents a love situation. For some of you, it's about a point striking home. Yeah, for some of you, this was a love situation. You know? Intimacy of more than just, say, your old best friend of 20 years. A little different for some of you. Not all of you, maybe. Okay? All right, Pisces, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Cancer. And their person, please. Show me Cancer and their person. Oh, okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Show me Cancer and their person. Let's do one more. Alrighty. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, right? But as I say in the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. Okay. Well, you're not the only one. Death. I promise you ain't. Judgment. And the Ace of Cups. Hey, good job. That's fairly large, but it's good job. Good work. All right. Strength. Nine of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. Oh, that's a tough one. We'll see. The Star. The King of Swords. And the Queen of Cups. Yeah. Page of Wands. Look at it. You're opening up. Yeah, I see that. You've done some heavy transformative work, and it has not been easy at all. So let's make that clear. Page of Wands. We're learning to open up, and it feels good. It's not a lot. Page of Wands is not a lot, I admit, but it's a start. And that's as good a place as any. We'll take that. Death, Judgment, Ace of Cups. You know, they're... Gosh, we've undergone some heavy spiritual changes. Oh, boy. There has been not so much ending here, but it's largely transformative because of the spiritual nature attached to it with Judgment. It required you to really kind of suspend yourself, your beliefs around your feelings, what you've experienced, your spiritual lessons, impact, and just kind of the cumulative effort that I'm seeing in there. That's quite a bit. So yeah, I can kind of see why you're opening with a Page of Wands. You've been in a place of kind of quiet and solitude for a while. What was that? Superman's man cave. What was that called? Like the Fortress of Solitude? Some of you have been hanging back there for a while, you know, trying to understand yourself better and suspending judgment of yourself simultaneously, assuming you knew everything there was to know about yourself. Turns out, no, there was more to learn. Lessons that were impactful, having to deal with how you are changing as a person, specifically your feeling, your concept of self. Like, it's a lot. So, yeah, Page of Wands, it may not seem impressive as the overall energy for you, but given where you're coming from, I think it makes a lot of sense. The Ace of Cups, if you can believe it, you're rolling out a fresh heart space, which is... So I don't know how, and don't take my laughter as a bad thing. I know some people are very sensitive about it, like I'm laughing at you. Never. It's just how I feel things and I express it. So laughter once more is natural. For me, anyway. But just to let you know, I'm kind of rejoicing in spirit with you because it's like, I don't know what you expected at the end of all that, but a refreshed heart space probably wasn't that. But nevertheless, that's what's there for you. And that's beautiful. It's like you're learning to open your heart again and you had no reason to believe that you would. So that's gorgeous. That ain't bad. Especially after all that massive spiritual construction, reconstruction, reconfiguring things about yourself that, again, you assumed were true, and you had to kind of suspend judgment in order to do it and assume that, you know what, I don't know everything yet. And yeah, my heart is changing, and it is really painful. It's been very painful. So the fact you're coming out the other side, just to kind of surprise yourself, hey, my heart's opening up. Is that weird? Is that normal? Yeah, it's normal. I just don't think you were expecting that. A kind of fresh heart, a kind of a fresh operating system, if you will, for your feeling and your own sense of emotional provocation, your willingness to be ready, to be exposed in the heart space, to feel good things in there, to feel strong, fresh, new feelings, you know? I don't know how long you were knocking around that space. I'm imagining it was for a while. If you're just now starting to kind of peep out the door a little bit. So, there you go. Strength, Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. My initial impression of that one is, whoa! I just kind of know strong will, strong mind when I see it, and that one's it. 1,000%. So, I don't know who that is to you. I really don't. I can see that they are fiercely independent. Attitude to kind of match that. So this is someone who relies heavily on their sense of self, direction, knowing better. They're a little bit strict in that terms of this is what I do. This is how I think things. This is how I do things. So they're very practiced on their own sort of habits. But more than that, it's made them successful, so I can't fault them for that. You know, when you kind of stick with what works, it's because it works. So this person has a sense of success tied to them. Strong will, strong mind, and it's very unapologetic. So I don't know if this is a support person to you or what, but I see that you two connect in a way that's very different over here. The Star, King of Swords, the Queen of Cups. Whomever this is, you bring out some good qualities in each other. I don't know if this is romantic. It may not be. I see who they are as a person, but when you two intermingle, there you are. With this person, again, they have a strong reference for mind. Very strong. This person could be very intelligent, or they're just very learned, or just frankly have a sharp mind. Okay? But I see how your heart relaxes around them and the Star. Okay. You two have a strong sense of hope towards each other. You build each other's dreams up, or you understand each other's dreams, hopes, and desires. And when you two are connected, you two actually make a lot of sense. They are who they are on their own, and you are who you are in your own. But what it's like with your powers combined, what was that, Captain Planet? With those powers combined, you two do wonders for each other, specifically understanding each other's hopes and dreams. And your heart space relaxes with this person. There you are, Queen of Cups. I see their mind again. And then there's this idea of common reference here that is the Star. High hopes and dreams attached to the both of you. Perhaps your two paths then at some point connect and you merge over a common goal. Longevity, something that you can aim towards for a very long time. Hopes, desires, pathway stuff, big dreams, big goals. But you two can potentially share this, or you bare minimum support each other. Because it's like, I get what you're doing, and you get what I'm doing. We make a good team. It's kind of like that. A bit more, up there in terms of the spiritual realm. And the thing is, they have such a strong presence in reality. And you, for your part, it's kind of like you're waking up to your new known reality. And it's a little scary. Yeah, I grant you. It's a little tentative. Your heart's a little shaky, but it's nonetheless beautiful. So I want you to trust the work that's gone into it, not the repairs. Okay? It's like, well, this is the reason why I was... Never mind all that. I want you to concentrate on where you find yourself today. Okay? Sometimes cups like yours, honey, they get reforged. And the end product can be amazing. But it was a reforging process. It's ugly. Things are getting hammered. Sparks are flying everywhere. It gets scary because you see all this work and you hear the pounding and it's like, there's nothing good going to come out of this. And no, it's not till everything's cooled down and your cup's out of the flame and you realize how smooth and beautiful and shiny it is. And it's a perfectly good cup heart. In fact, it might be stronger now. So, I don't know what it is that kind of broke your heart and even got into that place of breaking your spirit, but I promise you're made stronger for it. I know it's vague. That's okay. Sometimes life is like that. It's like, yeah, no. Can you imagine the microwave method where I'm saying something? Yeah, I started this on Monday, and then I put it into the microwave for like 24 hours, and it was totally ready by Tuesday. That's just not how life works. And now sometimes I can see things in a very clear-cut manner when it comes to the pentacle division or somebody's thoughts that they intend to act on. Yeah. But this kind of thing, nah, it's just the appreciation of everything you've been through and where you are now. But you're showing me. Well, I hate to use that phrase, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm sorry, you ever seen The Dark Knight? Was it Christopher Nolan? What did the Joker say? What doesn't kill you also makes you stranger. I also believe that. I also believe it's a combination of those two things. If by stranger you mean different and stronger, then it's just a new kind of different. Because sometimes there's too much strength. And sometimes there's too much opposition. And sometimes it feels like there's too much influence and too much change. But then you look back on it later and like, actually, no. Everything was just right. Everything was just right. I needed that pressure. I needed that influence. Otherwise, I wouldn't know who I am today. And today is what counts. Let's get some advice, please. Page of Swords, the Knights of Swords, the growth of thought, devilish behaviors, devilish patterns. It started out small. Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. We made progress. We amplified our knowledge. The Devil here. We had prohibiting behaviors, destructive thoughts and behaviors, self-defeating thoughts and behaviors, patterns, fears, shadows. The Magician. Yeah, come on. What about it? Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. There's a fear here. So some of you have a long-standing fear about always being detached from what's right for you. That's interesting. And that is definitely a devil pattern, That, yeah, I want stuff, but I'm never fully attached to it. Why? That's a safety thing. Not always being able to put your heart into everything or everybody, even though you might want to, not allowing yourself to. There was a fear of emotional attachment, no matter how good things got in terms of opportunity or it's what I asked for. It was really hard for you, for some of you, to emotionally invest in any opportunity that came your way. And that's a fear thing. We had to learn about that the hard way. So I told you I saw a shaky cup in there. And it's been reforged. You have a stronger understanding of emotional attachment now. And that it's a good thing. And that it can feel safe. And that it can be safe. I can kind of see where you came from. Yeah, it's a hard thing to understand. Why do I always keep myself emotionally distant, even from good opportunities? Why? Even the ones I want, manifestation. Why do I always feel detached? It's a safety thing. For some people, yeah. If you never get too involved from the heart, you can never really be hurt, right? But then you find yourself not enjoying your own opportunities. And then you find yourself not enjoying your own love story. With who and why. And it feels lonely, doesn't it? You didn't know it was going to be all that today, did you? I told you it was a large this is not a microwave method, guys. This is not real towers. I'm sorry, real towers. Yeah, but real towers in real life and real devils and real deaths and real rebirths, the judgment here. These things take time. They really do. And I'm catching you up, the Cancer I'm looking at, to where you are today. And like I said, I knew that was a shaky cup. It's nervous. I see that. But you're exercising more powers of open love now or soon than where you were coming from. And you've come a long way. And you know what's beautiful here? Is that I see a clear, open-hearted attachment to someone who understands you. Okay? And that's beautiful. I really don't know who that is. I see they got some sharp angles. But I rather suppose you know that about them. And they celebrate you. Family, home, commitment, summer. Some of you, by summer. You will find yourself navigating more and more to this concept of commitment. Home, family, legacy, roots, but roots that you can actually find yourself attached to emotionally. You want it. You want more of it. It's going to deepen. For some of you, you'll have good reason to by summer. You know, you start exploring that, being able to emotionally commit and anchor yourself to something with very large, loving, supportive consequences. You know, the good kind. Mirroring. Yeah, someone mirrors back to you your own sense of accomplishments, achievements, your sense of desires and drives. They celebrate you. It's a soulmate. Gosh. That's a soulmate. They mirror back to you pretty well. I'm saying you must know who they are because you have such a clear definition of their personality profile. And yet it seems like you two are syncing up in a more intimate and or deeper way later. Okay? So take that as it resonates. Okay? Hopefully when you see this person or connect with them, you understand that there's an idea of home there. Safe. Feeling emotionally safe and allowing yourself to feel vulnerable. Anyway, let's pull some charms. The letter S, X, and then we have the Medallion of Sag in the reverse, the keyword here being optimist. We have the mask off, the mask in reverse, no more masks, feeling a lot more comfortable with being eyes forward, completely open and honest or something like that. And then we have the snake here in the upright. There's fear. There's fear. Always a need to hide in the grass, that kind of thing, afraid of being bitten. Afraid of being hurt. There's always that fear there. The thing is that we don't want it to consume us anymore. You know? Yeah. I think we're all afraid of being bitten by snakes. It's kind of the consequence, though, if you like walking on the grass. You know? Yeah, for some of you. Not all of you, but some of you There's always that underlying fear. I get it. But you're moving past that. I see it. I do hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.